long as it doesn't rain, this is perfect.
Work has been very busy the last couple of weeks, so not enough time for the fun stuff.
Yep, okay. Well, sometimes that happens.
Hey Lucas, unplug that and replug it back in. It's supposed to be.
Official
Test.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
And now, the Corry Federal Credit Union presents Clymer Sherman Panama Wolfpack Football play-by-play on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast is brought to you by the Corry Federal Credit Union, Lictus Oil and Propane, Jim's Automotive, Flicks Heating and Plumbing and Air Conditioning, and Daniels Electric, Necker's General Store, the Cornerstone Restaurant, Caflisch Pallet and Wood Services, Triple E Manufacturing, Tina Dill's Real Estate Agent, Utegg's Body Shop, Countertop Solutions, J. Edwards Insurance. And now the Corry Federal Credit Union pregame show. The 2-2 CSP Wolfpack travel north tonight to the shores of Lake Erie and the home of the Hillbillies, the Fredonia Orange Bowl. Fredonia entering tonight 1-3, but let's talk about the Orange Bowl for a minute. With nearly a century of history, I believe it's up to 96 years this season, here on Main Street in Fredonia, trapped between the steep hill and the creek below. In recent years, the field has been topic of much community debate. Should they turf the field? It's uneven. There's maybe unsafe egresses and excessive injuries because of the grass. But the history in this field is unlike almost any other in Western New York. The Orange Bowls remain the home of the Hillbillies football team and is the site of tonight's Class C South Showdown. With that, I welcome you into the Orange Bowl. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Doc Duink. And Doc, what are your thoughts on this historic field?
Well, it's just a tremendous atmosphere for a high school football game. There is obviously a ton of tradition and history associated with this field, but by the same token, we're not driving cars like we drove 100 years ago either. So times change, and it's probably time for them to do something with this field, particularly from a drainage standpoint. As you mentioned, we're at the base of a hill and just above a creek, so there's plenty of water available that many times ends up on this field as October and November move on. But yes, it is a tremendous amount of history associated with it. They've had some great teams and great individual players here over the years, and certainly looking forward to the CSP performance tonight.
CSP going to have to have a bounce-back performance tonight. Let's start with Fredonia, though, Doc. 1-3 record. They beat Springville, lost to Portville, Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove, and Southwestern. Their leading rusher is number 20, Aiden Ronsky, with 60 carries, 414 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Leading receiver, Joe Lancaster, 5 catches for 190 yards and a touchdown. The Hillbillies' offense has really not been too electric. They've been shut out for whole halves by Southwestern and Faulkner. Their quarterback, Donovan Dowdry, he's a senior, 21 for 43, 488 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Defensively, led by Aiden Cata, number 58. He has 32 tackles, and Aiden Ronsky, number 20, with 27 tackles. Doc, they have some good film. They looked really good against Springville, who we know is a team that's not very great this year. But this Fredonia team, they can have 6-8 minute stretches where they're really, really good.
Yeah, I'm anticipating a CSP victory tonight, but Fredonia certainly is very capable. I think we we're just coming off a tough patch in our schedule. The 1 touchdown loss at Salamanca, 2-point loss last week at, I guess the game was at Clymer, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. 2 of the toughest schools we have on our schedule, and now we're starting to hit a little softer spot, a little softer patch in our schedule, and while Fredonia is certainly a formidable opponent, it is a game that is certainly winnable for us. And then we play Springville Griffith next week, and certainly another game that we should put in the win column. Then the big one with Southwestern, which will really be a game that we need, having already lost to Salamanca and Chautauqua Lake.
Yeah, CSP in an interesting spot. We can, we could talk about that before we talk about the CSP stats. I think it's important. The CSP currently sitting in that 4th spot in C South. Top 4 teams make the playoffs. And if you assume Southwestern, Salamanca, and Chautauqua Lake are all going to make the playoffs, that leaves just 1 spot left for everybody else. So Faulkner, Cassadaga Valley, Maple Grove, Portville.
That sounds like 4 different teams.
It's a lot, isn't it? Well, for the sake of this conversation, Faulkner, Portville, Fredonia, and CSP all have 1 win in Class C South. So as much as your overall record matters, it doesn't. The win over Franklin-Velkeville does not help CSP in the playoff chase.
Yeah, but the win against Faulkner does, though, and I really think that of those other schools with one win, I got to believe that Faulkner's probably the best one of them, and we've already beat them. So that helps us in the tiebreaker. But again, the top three schools are all undefeated right now, and as you mentioned a little bit ago, I think Southwestern is at Chautauqua Lake tonight, and that certainly is the featured game in Class C South.
Yeah, that'll be the big one over at Chautauqua Lake. Salamanca also at Portville, and Faulkner at Springville tonight. So all Class C battles going on around the area. And by tomorrow morning, we'll have an even better picture of what C South's going to look like going forward. The Wolfpack, as you mentioned, has a softer part in their schedule. If you take Southwestern out of the schedule, right, and look at just the other three opponents, combined record of 3-9.
Right.
So the Wolfpack in a pretty good spot to try to make some hay and grow that win column over the next 4 weeks. But these schools aren't going to quit. Faulkner has a rich tradition of being winners. So does Portville, and so does Fredonia. So, all three of those programs, they're feeling like they're still in this thing, and that CSP has given them an opportunity to still be in this thing. So they're definitely not going to roll over and just miss the playoffs.
Yeah, that's for sure. And those are second tier schools in Class C South, Southwestern and Chautauqua Lake and Salamanca, certainly the cream of the crop. But I got to believe that CSP is going to be in that playoff mix when this is all done.
Well, what's interesting for CSP is the way the playoffs shape up now. If they were to be the 4 seed, they'd play the 1 seed from the C North. Interestingly, this year though, the C North is kind of all over the place. They've had 3 different teams in that top spot already, and things keep changing there in the C North. So not sure what to expect from that side of the bracket, so to speak, and very winnable for anyone from the C South to beat a C North team this year. They're just not quite as strong as the C South overall. So CSP could go into a situation as a 4 seed, playing against the 1 from the North, pick up a win, and then be into the second round of the playoffs. If they steal one there, they're back at the stadium.
Excellent. Yeah, that I did not know that. Who are the schools in the Class C North?
So it's going to be, right now, it's Barker Roy Hart leading the way for the C North, and they are 3-0, 3-1 overall.
Yeah, not a historic football powerhouse.
Correct.
But still, yeah.
Maritime Tapestry currently second. Last year, I think they won 1 game. They're 2-1 right now in league, so that puts them in the second spot. Preseason favorite in the C North, Eden North Collins, currently sitting third, and perennial C North powerhouse Medina is in the 4th spot.
Yeah, and Eden has had some great teams over the last decade as well. As CSP went through their state marches, we were classically watching Eden play as well. So, but yeah, that's a great piece of information. And many times the Buffalo schools, the Buffalo City schools, you mentioned Maritime, many times they end up with glossy, great records, but have really played nobody during the year. And that sounds like a great break if CSP is able to get a few wins here in the last month of the season.
What'll be interesting is who's that second round matchup, assuming the C South goes chalk over the C North, and that's a big assumption, right? But it's probably going to be whoever the 2 seed is in the C South. So right now that would be Southwestern. If they win tonight, then it would be Chautauqua Lake. Salamanca might have something to say about that, though, as we go down the stretch.
Yeah, for sure. Those top 3 teams are all undefeated, and really CSP is in the mix. Again, we lost by 1 touchdown at Salamanca, lost by 2 points to Chautauqua Lake in Clymer, and that was really a pick-em game. That could have gone either way. So we are definitely in the mix, and as our relatively young crew, I mean, these are a whole new cast of characters this year. We would expect them to improve from game 1 to game 8, maybe we can make some noise in the playoffs.
We're going to give you the Coach's Corner intro next, and we're going to talk stats about CSP, conversation with Coach, and Doc and I will give you the breakdown on how we look at the CSP team through 4 games.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer, High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com. The Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net. Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabot Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. and by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
And welcome back in the Coach's Corner, brought to you by a whole bunch of sponsors this year. We're happy to have all those sponsors aboard. Looking at the Wolfpack 2-2 record, back-to-back heartbreaking losses, as we mentioned, Doc. And the Salamanca game came down to the last play, going into the end zone, drop touchdown pass there. And Chautauqua Lake, Westfield Brockton, again, a 2-point loss with a couple drops down the stretch that could have resulted in a CSP victory. Leading the way for CSP in the rushing category, Sawyer Whitney has 104 carries for 538 yards and 4 touchdowns. Receiving, Cam Einig has 14 grabs for 222 yards and a touchdown, and Gavin Burchanowski has 20 grabs for 220 yards and 4 touchdowns. The quarterback play by Carson White, it's been good, honestly, but not great. And there's still room to grow there for Carson. He's 45 for 74 for 471 yards, 6 touchdowns, and 2 interceptions. Defensively, the Pack led in the tackling category by Troy Chambers and Brian Gomez, both of them with 28 tackles each. And the top sacker on the team is Matthew Redlecki with 3. The top tackler for a loss, a sophomore, Daniel Redlecki.
Nice.
I think we said the Redlecki name about 1 million times last week. The two of them were all over the field defensively, and I think that's where we start here, Doc. This Pack defense is really good.
Yeah, the defense has been very solid. Again, the 2 games we won, they were dominating, and the 2 games that we lost, when you only give up 21 and 14 points, really is not on your defense. And very aggressive, very young, and again, the improvement that we expect to see out of them from game 8, from game 1 at the beginning of the season. I think our defense is really going to be good.
Yeah, this Wolfpack team, as you mentioned, lots to learn about themselves here down the stretch. They're going to have 3 hypothetically a little bit easier opponents to try to learn on. I will say this, though. Portville at the end of the schedule makes me nervous. They're a tough, hard-hitting team, and they'll punch you in the mouth. If CSP's in a spot where they have to win that game to clinch the playoff berth, that's a scary trip out there to the other side of Olean.
Yeah, that's for sure. One thing about all these combined schools is we do a lot of traveling, that's for sure.
And I shortened that one up. It's Portville, Bolivar, Richburg,
Hinsdale.
There's 4 or 5 schools in that group, too. And
slashes and hyphens all over the name.
And Southwestern, we keep referring to as Southwestern, but they're Southwestern Frewsburg this year, which has gave them substantially more power. I think they brought 4 or 5 starters over from that Frewsburg team.
Yep.
All right, looks like we're getting closer to the game starting here. That'll be the end of our pregame show. Doc, we have some cool segments coming up. We're going to talk about current Pack members in college when we get a break here in a little bit. I'm really excited about that segment because we have some cool stuff happening with some of our alumni. But in the meantime, we're going to send it off to a word from our sponsors while they have the national anthem here in the Orange Bowl.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane and Climber. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at flicksheatingplumbingandac.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Countertop Solutions, a proud supporter of Wolfpack athletics. Countertop Solutions wishes the Wolfpack luck in their pursuit of excellence on the field.
And welcome back into the Orange Bowl. Public address announcer right behind us here, folks, so apologies for whatever noise we're picking up from that. Not much we can do about it tonight, Doc.
Yeah, that is loud. I don't hear that well, and that is loud.
The Wolfpack taking the middle of the field now as they've been announced as a team. It's interesting to see every team does this a little differently depending on where you go, but the Wolfpack prefer the team being introduced as a team more often than not.
Well, and I will attest to the 3 games I've done as home game public address announcer. They introduced individuals in all 3 of those games. But yeah, there certainly is an argument to do it either way. So
we get ready for the coin toss here in the middle of the field. And Doc, the officiating crew, you and I were talking earlier, they got to be here super early, keep an eye on things before the game starts. And coming here to the Orange Bowl, they got to park about a half mile away and hike down the hill to get here. So it is a challenge as an official because they also have to leave as soon as the game's over, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. That's one of the first rules of officiating is once that horn blows or the buzzer buzzes and the game is over, you beat feet out of the facility because there's nothing to be gained by conversation after the game. That is for sure, especially from an officiating standpoint. And tonight we have Vince Joy is the head of this crew, longtime Chautauqua County basketball official as well, does college football games, and Vince is quite a character.
And it makes for hopefully a pretty good crew tonight since we have someone so experienced, and hopefully that goes well for both teams. The last thing you want is the yellow flags deciding how things turn out, right? Yeah,
that is for sure. And I will say that Vince is probably inclined to throw more flags than he's inclined to look the other way, but he really knows the rules, and he takes his job as the leader of the crew very seriously, and tries to bring up the other 4 guys that are with him up to his level, and looking forward to Vince's performance. I don't think Fredonia introduced anybody, whether it was individuals or their team.
Sideline,
yeah, that was odd.
Looking at the crowd size here, Doc, it looks like CSP's traveled pretty well. They have a similar crowd size to the Hillbilly crowd that we're sitting in here on the home grandstands.
Yeah, it is. It's a great night. I mean, weather-wise, nobody stayed home because of the weather. Terrific evening to watch high school football, and as the enrollment in all these schools have decreased over the last decade, that is shown in the size of the crowds as well. There's just not as many people at these games as there used to be, but there's only half as many kids in the school as well. So,
Wolfpack defer the coin toss. They'll take the ball in the second half. And Fredonia will receive to get things started here in the Orange Bowl here, as we're just about to get this one underway in the Class C South battle between the current 3rd place and current 5th place teams. 4th place and 5th place. 3rd place would be Salamanca. I think they would be very unhappy that I forgot them just now.
yeah. Chad Bartosik and the Salamanca Warriors. I have them a half a notch above Chautauqua Lake from last week. I just think Salamanca's quarterback is really, really good. And have not seen Southwestern yet. I'm looking forward to them in 2 weeks, but we have Fredonia and Springville to take care of first.
We will try to give everybody updates from those other games throughout the night. I'm watching X rather closely, hopefully be able to give you guys regular updates, but we are ready to get action going here in the Orange Bowl as the Wolfpack prepares to kick it off, and it's time to get it going. Michael Horton has the ball on the tee. We're going to have some Class C South football action.
And this is the Lictus Oil Propane kickoff?
Yes. The kick, a bouncer, going to be misfielded, and now they'll have to just fall on it as the Wolfpack comes down to get it, and the ball popped out at the end. The Wolfpack came up with it. Hayden Sexton came up with the football.
Wow, not the script that the Hillbillies were hoping to open the game with. It was
Connor
a solid,
Morgan, too. I'm sorry.
Well, it was a solid kick by Michael Horton, and the reception was mishandled. Probably just should have fell on it, but kids always want to try to pick it up and make something out of nothing. Fumbled it again with another Hillbilly receiver contesting him for the ball. Ball popped loose. 1st and 10 CSP
at the 15.5-yard line. So they're already in the red zone to get things started. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to his left. Waits for the snap. He'll bring one across in motion. That's Gomez. They'll send Whitney right behind him. He acts to turn back, and he does, and drags the pile forward down inside the 5 to the 4.
Yeah, nice game by sophomore Sawyer Whitney on the carry. One thing that I really liked over the last couple weeks is the introduction of Blake Beckrink into the backfield to give Sawyer a little bit of a rest. I mean, they were giving him the ball 30 or 35 times a game in the first couple games, and to have Blake give him a break, I think, is a great move.
2nd and 4, and this time Sawyer met in the hole, going to be dragged backwards. The ball was at the 9, not the 4. My apologies. Loss of 3 on the play. They'll go back to the 12.
Yeah, that was really well diagnosed and or poorly blocked by the CSP line. It looks like Fredonia in their goal line defense were able to shoot a linebacker right into the hole where Sawyer was going to run, so it was a significant loss on the play. Looks like 3rd and 6.
Aiden Ronsky on the tackle. So here's the snap. He's going to look to throw to his left. Now White moving to his right. He's got room to run. He fires, has a man, and it's dropped. The pass is dropped at the 5-yard line. And looking to see who the receiver was. Still hasn't turned his back to us, has he, Doc?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a walk of shame, but that is a critical decision for Carson to make, whether he's going to tuck that ball and run or whether he's going to throw the ball. And I do think on the extra point last week he should have ran when he threw, and this one I think he made the right decision by throwing it instead of running, but just was not able to make that pass complete.
Heavy set in now for the Wolfpack. The goal line set. Full back in, 2 tight ends. White under center. There's the snap. The give to it. It's a fake. He's going to throw it. He rolls out to his right. Looking, fires, has a man. Completes the pass, but was he in bounds? Still no signal.
They're going to conference about it.
The lineman on the near side didn't rule initially at all.
Touchdown.
Burchanowski did catch it. Touchdown, yep. Wolfpack.
Touchdown.
And I think by college rules he caught it. I don't think by pro rules he did. I think it was just 1 foot in there for Burchanowski.
I think you're very correct about that assessment. I don't know what the sideline judge was asking the back judge about. I don't know what the back judge would have had to offer other than maybe if the side judge couldn't tell if the receiver had control of the ball. But they definitely conferenced about it, whether it was or wasn't a touchdown. Came out of that conference, 6 points Wolfpack.
Burchanowski's 5th touchdown of the year, and now Michael Horton for the extra point. The snap, and there's a whistle immediately.
We're going to go for 2 now.
And that's going to be, looks like it was the defensive tackle just to the left of the center. Went right through the guard there before the ball ever snapped.
Yep, that's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Half the distance to the goal. Instead of attempting to kick for 1, we're going to try to run 1.5 yards for 2.
Great job by Redlecki and Chambers there. Maybe a little bit of acting to exaggerate the case, but they certainly got their point across.
And let's hope we get 2 points across right now.
Wolfpack break the huddle. A chance to go up 8 here early in the Orange Bowl. They'll go back with that heavy set. Tight end to the left. The fullback, Gomez, just behind White, who's under center. Look at the wide receivers all the way out. There's the handoff to Whitney. He's going to get to the line and drag a defender into the end zone. 2-point conversion is good. Sawyer Whitney showing off the strength there. And the Wolfpack jump up 8-0. Quick word from our sponsor. We'll be right back here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
Well, Doc, you go on the road to a place like this in a game that you're supposed to win after 2 heartbreaking losses. What's better than a kickoff, fumble recovery, and a quick 8 points?
Couldn't have started any better for the Wolfpack than what it did. Couldn't have started any worse for the Hillbillies than what it did. Have not had one play on defense yet, and CSP's ahead 8-0 with about 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter.
And again, I don't know for sure who got credited with the fumble recovery. Yeah. Hayden Sexton right there, and the sophomore Connor Morgan, who's fresh up from the JV squad, were the two that made the play to get things started for the Wolfpack. Michael Horton ready to kick off for the second time tonight. Here comes Horton's kick. Very similar to the first one, maybe a little further, though. Going to be fielded at the 10. Here comes the returnman, and the Wolfpack all over him. He's going to make a break. He gets contact, but keeps on his feet. Now he's going to be brought down by a pack of wolves, as you say, Doc. Daniel Redlecki leading the way for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, amen to that. That return had absolutely no chance of going anywhere. He would have had to have broken 6 tackles to get 10 more yards. It was just really poorly blocked by Fredonia on that kickoff return, and certainly not a great start for what the Hillbillies were planning.
And they'll start at the 22-yard line. Looks like Southwestern quickly up 7-0 on Chautauqua Lake. Over in Chautauqua Lake, a 61-yard quarterback keeper for Oscar Harris puts the Trojans on top. Back here to the Orange Bowl, let's see what the Hillbilly offense can do. There's a snap under center, a pitch to the left side, and the Wolfpack collapse on it nicely, but a nice run gets past several members of the Wolfpack. Going to be close to a first down for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, a nifty little move. I think that's Markel Davis on the carry. It looked like that play was going to go nowhere, but he made a nifty little shifty move and was able to elude a couple of tacklers and made a big 9-yard gain on the play.
And that is going to be enough for a first down. Well, I don't know what it's going to be, Doc. They're marking the play back way back, like a gain of 4.
Yeah, I think there's a penalty on the play, if I'm not mistaken. I did not see the flag, but that looks like the conference they're having. And
now we're going to measure.
Oh, yes, sir. Yeah, yep. Hey, we went through this at Salamanca when we had 2 dead ball defensive fouls consecutively, and they measured.
And it wasn't a first down.
It wasn't even a first down. It was an inch and a half short.
I'm sure they watched that video afterwards as officials and said, what were we thinking there?
Yes, they did.
First down, Hillbillies.
That was, I had an opportunity to bring that up to a couple of my football officiating buddies, and they assured me that at their Tuesday night weekly meeting that they talked about that sequence to be sure that didn't happen again. And the other interesting thing was that's on Salamanca's field, which is turf, which is,
and has individual yard marking.
Yeah, exactly. There's no wavering lines on the turf field, so they couldn't even blame that on the crown of the field in a bad angle.
Dowdy in the shotgun, he hands off. He's met in the backfield, immediately brought down. 58 on the tackle, Matthew Redlecki.
Yeah, he's just picking right up where he left off last week. He was a demon on defense for that entire game against Chautauqua Lake and certainly made a big play, tackle for a loss, 2nd and 11.
And by the time the running back had the ball, I think he maybe got a half a step in before he was hit by Redlecki.
No chance to get any momentum to make it even back to the line of scrimmage. So Redlecki makes another fine play on defense.
2nd and 12 now for the Hillbillies. Dowdy in the shotgun, empty set. He's got 2 receivers out to either side. Waits for the snap. There it is. He'll swing it out to the right, and it's nearly intercepted, dropped by the Wolfpack defender, who almost made an amazing play there. And is that Cam Einig?
Yeah, we'll take the broken up pass play because it was a great play by Cam, but that was almost a pick 6.
Oh, correction, it was Blake Beckering on the play.
Whoever it was made a great play, and one more step and they would have had a pick 6, and this would be a 2-touchdown game right now. But I think it's 3rd down, 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12.
I'll keep screwing this one up, Doc. I got to make sure we get the right guy. It was Johnny Abers who almost made the amazing play. I see Blake walking over here, and I was like, wait, it couldn't have been Blake. And the 9 and the 3 looked an awful lot alike.
An old radio secret is that nobody knows but us.
3rd and 12 for the Hillbillies. Empty set again. Dowdy back in the shotgun looking to throw. He'll roll to his left. He fires one up, and that one is nearer to a Wolfpack player than a Hillbilly, and it'll be 4th down.
Yeah, that's for sure. That was really well defended by the Wolfpack, and he had no opportunity to complete that pass and was half throwing it away. It's going to be a punt, and we'll see what kind of punt return the Wolfpack might put on right here.
Beckerink and Burchanowski deep for the pack. Dowdy, the quarterback, is also the punter. He's back in that punt formation. They actually have 3 receivers lined up like gunners, which is actually kind of untypical now of high school football. There's a short low punt, nearly hit the pack player, but it rolls all the way to the 42, and that's where the pack will start Toby Watson got caught there and almost got pushed into the ball.
Yep, we've got to be really careful on special teams. I do not remember which game it was, but we did have a punt hit one of the CSP blockers, and it ended up being a turnover. You just have to be cognizant of where that ball is and make sure that you get away from it. That was not a strong punt at all. It was a poor punt, so you got to give the CSP blockers a little bit of leeway when the punt is that poor.
CSP takes over at their own 42. White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his left. The snap, the give to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to be met right away and pushed backwards for a loss in the play.
Defensive line makes a stop in the back.
And the Hillbilly defensive line has done a good job of preventing the Sawyer Whitney trap plays that have been the bread and butter of this Wolfpack offense.
Yep, very well scouted. They certainly have a spy out for wherever Sawyer goes. He is our primary ball carrier, and that's really good strategy on the part of the Hillbillies.
Wolfpack break the huddle. 2 wide to each side. Whitney to the right of White. White drops back to pass. He fires, has a man. Burchanowski completes it, and it's going to be a gain of about 5 before he's drugged backwards all the way back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there were 5 Hillbillies there defending that play, but it was a really nice throw on the part of Carson and a nice reception. Positive gain on the play. They got about half of what they needed.
You know, I noticed the Wolfpack have had several drops this year, Doc. And initially you want to blame, maybe the pass or maybe the way the receivers are getting to the ball. If you watch that one, that hit Burchanowski's hands really hard.
Yep.
Carson White threw that ball very hard. White in the shotgun, 3rd and 5. He's back to throw. He fires, has a man, is Burchanowski, and it's through his hands, incomplete.
Yeah, and that pass was a little bit behind him as Burchanowski was crossing the middle. The pass was a half a step behind. It's always tough to turn around and make that adjustment. Interesting if we're going to go for it on our own half of the 50 or punt it away.
To punt.
Yep.
4th down and
Deep
6.
for the Hillbillies, Tyler Johnson. Nope, sorry, that's Markel Davis. Markel Davis awaits the punt from Horton. Burchanowski in motion. There's the snap. A high one reeled in by Horton. He gets it off. Nice high punt. Markel going to chase after it and just let it bounce. And now, though, everyone just kind of watches that ball die there at about the 21-yard line.
Yeah, the Hillbillies are playing with fire. That oblong football doesn't bounce the way you think it's going to, and certainly could. The last thing they need is another turnover to give CSP great field position.
Markel Davis thought about scooping that one up and taking off because Blake Beckerink actually ended up getting caught behind the defender trying to let the ball roll forward as far as it would go. All right, second possession now for the Hillbillies. They'll start at the 21. I think their first possession was at the 22, so right about the same field position. Wolfpack defense ready to get it going again. Hillbillies come out of the huddle. Dowdy in the shotgun with the 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left, and the running back to his left. A tight end to the right side. The snap, the give to the running back, Markel Davis up the middle. He breaks the tackle. He'll have enough for a first down and more up to the 35-yard line, 34-yard line for Markel Davis.
Yeah, nice play by the Hillbillies. Very well blocked at the point of attack. And Davis is a shifty, nifty little runner. Is able to make a solid gain on the play. I think that's Fredonia's first down maybe.
Nice little play there by Markel Davis. And the Wolfpack defense quickly making some adjustments. You hear a lot of barking coming from Cam Einink and Blake Beckerink as they captain this defense. Wolfpack ready now on first down. Dowdy in the shotgun. Again, empty set. They'll bring a man in motion. That's Davis. They fake the handoff. Dowdy's going to be caught in there by Matthew Redlecki and brought down with a little help from Troy Chambers.
Yeah, that play had no chance whatsoever. They faked the jet sweep, or the quarterback forgot to give him the ball, one or the other, but to no avail. Well defended by the Wolfpack defense. Little to no gain on the play.
Redlecki and Chambers, I feel like we call their names all night long, and they're giving us plenty of reason to here early in this one. 2nd and 9 now for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, very strong defenders on a stout CSP defense.
Dowdy again in that shot. It's a short shotgun, almost like a pistol formation with the tailback behind him instead of beside him. 2 wide to the left in a stacked formation. There's the handoff to Davis. He'll get back to the line, and he's met and stood up there and brought down by the Wolfpack, led by number 51, Toby Watson.
Yeah,
Davis on a carry.
not a lot of room in the middle of that CSP
Brought down by
defense.
Max Cuthbert.
Solid
Third
response by CSP. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Tough down and distance for the Hillbillies.
The Wolfpack defense going to change into a coverage defense now as they move a defensive lineman out and bring in an extra
6 yards go
defensive
for the first
back.
down from their own 37-yard line.
Dowdy in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side, that tight end to the left. There's the snap. This time the jet sweep is for real. Davis goes forward, and he doesn't go very far. Waiting for him is Redlecki and Chambers, and they'll push him back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, don't throw that flag. Gosh.
Interesting. They were shoving him backwards.
Yes.
The whistle blew,
No whistle.
and Chambers fell down.
I couldn't agree with you more. They were very patient with the whistle as far as stopping momentum is concerned, and gave the defenders an extra count or two, and then they did make the tackle, and I just disagree with that flag. If it was a quick whistle, yes, that would have been a flag, but on a delayed whistle like that, I just disagree with that assessment.
It's a big one, too, a 15-yarder that's going to give the Hillbillies another lease on life as they were about to have to punt the ball away.
Yep, for sure. That could be a huge penalty.
They'll move to the 45 of the Wolfpack now. Their first time into the Wolfpack side of the field. Dowdy again in that pistol-type formation. 2 wide to the right, 1 to the left.
CSP 45-yard line.
Waits for the snap. There it is. The give to Davis. He'll get met at the line by Brian Gomez.
Davis on a carry.
Yeah, there's just not much yardage to be gained in the center of that Wolfpack defense. I thought Gomez had a great game last week, and he's certainly doing nothing but extending that success streak tonight.
You wonder if this penalty maybe inspires this Wolfpack defense now. They might be a little mad that they gave that up.
Yeah, and and they may have called that due to the aggressive nature of tackling the runner. But again, on that delayed whistle, the kids are taught to play until they hear the whistle, and they held the whistle and followed through on the tackle and got a big 15-yard penalty.
Empty set for Dowdy. He takes the snap. Quarterback run up the middle. He'll be hit, and he gets past the first defender and then knocked down by Mason Groders. And it's going to be close to a first down. I think he's just shy of a Hillbilly first down.
Yeah, that was a nice play. A little quarterback keeper, kind of a quarterback draw. They were able to make a block or two on that offensive line, and a solid 7 or 8 yard gain on that play.
Groders from his defensive end position, a sophomore, comes flying in there and stops the first down, and we'll see if the Wolfpack can hold the line here with 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's 4-down territory, down 8-0 here in the fourth quarter. Let's try first quarter with 4 minutes to go, 3:38. Got to believe that this is 2-down territory for the Hillbillies.
The entire officials crew coming together for a conference now. Not sure what's being discussed here. No flags down or anything, Doc.
Yeah.
What do you think they're discussing here?
Yeah.
Spot of the ball?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe where they're going to go to dinner after the game. So hard to say.
All right. They've decided whatever was wrong is not wrong anymore, and they're good to go with 3rd and 1. As Doc mentioned, just under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter, 3:39 to play, and the clock is running 8-0 CSP. 3rd and 1 for the Hillbillies. Dowdy in the empty set once again. He's in the shotgun with 2 wide to either side. The tight end to his left. Waiting for that snap. There it is. Dowdy going to try and run it again. This time Gomez in the backfield, but Dowdy got away from him. The Wolfpack met him at the line, and we'll see what the spot is. That was a really nice second effort by Dowdy.
Yes, it was. Gomez had a chance for a tackle for a loss, but Dowdy was able to elude his grasp, and I do think he got enough.
Interesting, the chain gang started moving before they even spotted the ball.
Yeah, and it sure looks like they're going to.
It is a first down, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think everybody here kind of knew it was,
exactly.
but they can't move until the officials tell them to. Yeah. So a big first down there for the Hillbillies. They keep this drive alive. They're now down to the 35-yard line. Dowdy in the shotgun. Bring running back across the formation. They're going to go the other way on a reverse. And it's Davis, not a reverse, but a trap. And Davis brought down in the backfield. Looks like Blake Beckerink leads the way.
Yeah, that little misdirection play, the CSP defensive line was having none of it. A couple of nifty little ball fakes by Dowdy, but turned the ball on an inside handoff, misdirection. No place to go against the CSP defense. Everybody just stayed to home and in their lanes.
And they call the play in to one of the receivers who brings it into the huddle. This is I see this a lot in college football now, where a receiver stands halfway to the sideline, gets the play. Smaller college football, not the big D1 programs, but the D3 programs. Fredonia breaks their huddle, 2nd and 10. Dowdy in the shotgun with a running back to his right. Heavy formation, 2 tight ends, 2 receivers in tight. There's the snap. He'll look to throw. Pressure coming at his face, and he fires one up, completes it for a loss.
Wow.
Tackled immediately by Brian Gomez.
Yeah, there was huge pressure on
Mason
the quarterback.
Groder's all over him.
Well, and with the nature of that pressure on the quarterback, I thought it was a screenplay that was being set up as the quarterback, backpedaled. You're trying to encourage that rush upon you so that you can make that little dump off to a running back typically. But no, that was just a little square out, and Mason Groder's made a great play and tackle for a loss on the play.
3rd and 12 for the Hillbillies. Hey, Doc, over in Chautauqua Lake, it's 14-0 Southwestern. Trent Lewis again. He fields a punt at the 34, returns it 66 yards for a touchdown. 14-0 Trojans.
Yeah, sounds like Southwestern might be a handful.
Dowdy in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. He's got that empty set once again. There's the snap. He'll look and fire to his right. Hits a man. Going to be about 5 yards on the carry. Knocked out of bounds by the Wolfpack on the far sideline.
Yeah, a little short pass completed. Tough down and distance. I think it's going to be 4th down now, if I'm not mistaken.
4th and about 7, Doc?
Yeah, it's going to be a short 6 or a long 7. But
they pick up 5 there, so they get halfway home.
Yep. Yeah, but 5 more of those, and it'll be 1 more play of 5 yards, and it'll be CSP ball.
That's right. Clock down to 36 seconds here in the first quarter. CSP leading 8-0, and a 15-yard late hit or unsportsmanlike conduct penalty is the reason this Fredonia drive is still ongoing.
Big down for the CSP defense here.
4th and 7 officially at the 32. Dowdy under center, 1 back behind him. There's the snap. He'll fake a pitch back off to pass. He's got pressure in his face. Here comes the Wolfpack. First man misses, but the second doesn't. Gomez brings him down, the ball thrown away at the last second.
That might
Gomez
be a flag.
wants intentional grounding. There's the flag.
The ball never got to the line of scrimmage. So, yes, I imagine they will refuse that penalty. CSP is going to turn over on downs. No, maybe that is a loss of down penalty anyway.
Should be a loss of down
I think you're right.
and the penalty.
Yep.
So it gives CSP even better starting field position here for the next drive.
Right. And that was a good call. Strong pressure on the quarterback. Dowdy has no time to throw that ball. If it's not Mason Groders, it's Brian Gomez, and if it's not them, it's somebody else, just causing all sorts of pressure. And eluded 1, eluded 2. The third guy was hanging off his leg and tried to throw that pass, but didn't even get to the line of scrimmage. CSP takes over on downs and the penalty.
And they're measuring out that penalty now. And the Wolfpack offense now, they're going to take over with 6 seconds left here in the first quarter. Then we'll switch sides of the field. But if you're the Wolfpack, you got a nice lead. Your defense made a nice stop. Now you got to go down and score again, right?
Sounds like a plan. Certainly a one-score game is I give Fredonia a lot of credit. After an absolutely horrible start to the game, it really has pretty much been even play since then.
White drops back to pass. Wide receiver screen to the far side. It's caught at the line of scrimmage. Makes a man miss. And a gain of about 9 on the play for Carson. Looks like it's going to be, might have been Michael Horton on the reception over there.
Yep, could be. And that is got to be the last play of the first quarter.
It will be, and we'll take you to a quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage is brought to you on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream by Jim's Automotive, located at 13250 Route 6 in Corry. Phone 814-664-9602. Offering a full line of auto parts, propane filling, and more. Jim's Automotive wants to wish the best of luck to the Wolfpack this season.
Welcome back in here to the Orange Bowl. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Doc Doink. And Doc, the Wolfpack lead 8-0. Interesting things happening around C-South. Chautauqua Lake trailing 14-0 to Southwestern. Just saw this score update. Portville 7, Salamanca 0.
Wow, those are 2 surprising scores. And as you alluded to, Portville it has a strong tradition of hard-hitting football, but I got to believe that by the night's end, Salamanca is going to come home with a victory there.
Ready to get the second quarter started here in the Orange Bowl. The Wolfpack, as we said, leading 8-0 with the football, and they are driving after the first nice start to the drive, a nice little wide receiver screen to get things going.
Well, we certainly do need a second score, that is for sure. But again, I give Fredonia some credit. The game could not have started any more abysmally for them than what it did. And CSP has been unable to score since then. 2nd and 1, the give to Whitney. He's going to try and break it outside to the right. He has to run backwards to get there, but he will get the first down and more. Gain of about 8 on the play, but a flag comes in late on the backside. Yeah, that's got to be an illegal block, block in the back. I'll get it out of here sooner or later. But Whitney made a really nice play. The play was designed to go up the middle, but there was nothing there, and he bounced to the outside and turned something into nothing into something. And
holding is the call.
But
officially.
yeah, it's going to have a block, illegal block of some sort. And as we were hoping for, not many penalties before the game. It seems like we've had our fair share through 1+ quarter.
Yeah, certainly been an interesting start here. The Wolfpack has been penalized pretty heavily, and now they face 2nd and about 7 from the 43-yard line.
That had to be a spot foul from the illegal block.
3 wide to the left. There's the snap. White fires to that side, caught by Einink. Einink going to get past the first man, and he'll gain about 3 on the play. The ball popped out, but after the whistle.
Yeah, that was definitely down.
Einink's looks like he's cramping in his left leg or his right leg.
Yep.
And Einink frustrated with the cramp. I think he much rather just get right back to that huddle.
Yeah, those cramps are painful. Jiminy crickets. It's not a pleasant situation when that cramp wells up in your leg and there's like nothing you can do until the pain subsides.
And looking at where he was grabbing, it was his thigh.
Yeah,
and
those are worse.
The thigh ones, I think, are worse than the calf cramps.
Yeah, I agree. None of them are pleasant.
Doing their due diligence here, checking his knee, making sure everything's okay, and I think that's important. But meanwhile, while that's happening and they get him back to his feet, Cam Einink been a really important part of this Wolfpack team this year. And, he got some playing time last year. He had flashes during the state championship run. But how about this guy? He's been a workhorse for this team.
Yeah, a standout for CSP on both sides of the ball. He's got a tremendous physical ability. He's got to be 6'1" or 6'2", and go 185, 190, and he is solid as a rock. And certainly a credit to the offense and the defense. One of our standout players on the season.
With Einink going to the sideline, they'll bring in
3rd and 3.
Brian Gomez as a receiver for 3rd and 3. My guess is he's going to get motioned into the backfield.
Right. My guess is he's going to turn into a blocker of some sort.
White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right. Here comes Gomez across the formation.
And
they'll run Whitney
blocker.
right behind him, and he'll have enough for the CSP first down. Oh, depends on the spot.
Yeah.
Not a great spot from the near side official.
Yeah, it is a short spot. I got to believe we're going to go for it, 4th and a foot. But yeah, it's a foot short of
That's
the
a tough
line.
spot
Yeah,
right
it
there.
was. It was.
Gonna bring up a 4th down.
4th and 1 officially for the Wolfpack. 11-10 to play here in the first half. 8-0 CSP is your score. And not exactly the way things were expected to go so far, but the Wolfpack are driving here and see if they can get a first down. White under center now with 2 backs behind him. There's the snap, the quarterback sneak, and he has the first down and more.
Yeah.
They're still going.
Go.
He got free.
He's going to
Carson
go
White,
all
all the way down to the 10, the 5, and in for the CSP touchdown. Carson White's quarterback sneak goes 50 yards.
Carson Wright
And the Wolfpack
for the touchdown.
have taken a 2-score lead.
As critical as I was of that patient whistle on the sack that resulted in the play, the patient whistle there allowed Carson to keep his legs churning because it sure looked like he was stopped. But he kept his legs moving and was able to break out of that pile with a patient whistle, no whistle, and turned it into a 50-yard touchdown run.
I noted this last week, Doc. They did this a lot last week. The officials in Section 6 have been instructed to really kind of wait to see how things shake out, not blow that whistle too soon. And it does lead for an opportunity for some injuries to occur, but it also leads to plays like this that happened. They happened last week. I think Chautauqua Lake had a play just like that last week.
Yeah, that was a great play by Carson. Great big guy, nice size, 6'3", 6'4". I'm sure that he and his crew are
Timeout
tickled.
CSP.
Takes a timeout.
So they were going to go for 2 there, Doc.
Yeah, I wondered about that. Michael Horton is a good kicker. On the heels of the talented left toe of Bryce Hinsdale last year, we were really spoiled. But, Michael Horton has done a really good job kicking. And, when you're ahead 14-0, I almost think the script would call for, kicking one and getting that extra point. But, maybe with Brian Gomez going through the hole, I would have hated to have been that defensive end that was isolated. We both called exactly what Gomez was going to do. And Gomez made a great block, but the other Hillbilly defenders were able to stop the runner just short of the first down.
And the Wolfpack, done with their timeout, they'll come back out on the field. And
Wolfpack comes in line for the extra point.
Hillbilly is going to come back to the defensive side now, and the Wolfpack still lined up for 2 here. Gomez in the slot to the left. Whitney to White's right. White sends Gomez across the formation. There's the snap, the give to Whitney. He'll follow Gomez through the hole and in for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, really well blocked. The lead blocker for Whitney. They were able to, make a sizable hole in the Hillbilly defense, and Coach Bodemer made the right call going for 2. When it works, everybody's always happy.
So, Doc, during this change of possession, I want to talk about the pack in college. This is that segment we started last year. And let's start with eyes on the Big Four from last year. All 4 of those gentlemen making their rosters for their prospective colleges, but none of them seeing action yet. Some of these teams are huge, though. I mean, 2 of the 4 have JV squads for college football. And Tate, for example, he's one of 10 quarterbacks on the Baldwin-Wallace roster. So, the amount of time you're going to see as a true freshman is probably not very high.
Well, you just have to love the game, and classically, freshmen many times are redshirted in the sense that they're not going to see playing time. They take that year off, and I'm not saying that's happening to any of those 4 kids, but that is not an uncommon situation for freshman collegiate football players.
Cam Barmore at Arizona recorded his first stat of the year, a defensive stat, a tackle against number 14 Iowa State on a kickoff.
Markel Davis and Caden Rizzo.
We'll get the kickoff in here, and then we'll come back to some more of these Wolfpack and college guys. Horton's kick, a nice one, going to be bounced at the 7, picked up at the 5. Here comes the Wolfpack, and a big hit there from number 30, and a nice tackle. That's Lincoln Gibbs making the play for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Lincoln Gibbs. And was he one of the kids that you mentioned that were moved up on JVs?
Lincoln got some running down the stretch. He's a senior on the team.
Okay, I'm sorry.
He did run a few plays down the stretch in the playoffs when the Wolfpack got up last year. So good to see him get some impact here.
Yep, and made a nice special teams play tackle on that kickoff.
16-0 CSP with 10:36 to play in the first half. After this play, we'll do the next Wolfpack player in college. The Hillbillies going to line up with 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers. There's the snap, the give to the tailback. That's Davis, and he's brought down in the backfield. Wolfpack right there waiting for him.
Yeah, big number 58.
Red Lecky again.
Yeah, made a great play.
Speaking of big guys who play for the Wolfpack, Michael Willink, big tight end. He's at Heidelberg now. This year, 5 catches for 104 yards, including a 31-yarder against Ohio Northern. He's become a big part of their offense, Doc.
Yeah, and boy, is that kid filled out between 18 and 22 or 17 and 21. He is one big, solid kid and certainly loves the opportunity to play collegiate football, and he's seeing a ton of playing time.
Hillbillies in the shotgun. There's Dowdy. He's going to fire quickly to this side. Caught and brought down immediately is number 6, Brennan Lincoln. And he's brought down there by the Wolfpack, led by Burchanowski. Going to be a gain of about 7 on the play, 8 on the play, so 3rd and 1.
Yeah, that was effective. A nice little square out, a very safe pass from Dowdy, and almost made that first down, but on their own half of the 50,
that is
a first down.
Interesting. And the way they spotted it initially did not look like it was.
It looked like it was 2 yards short. Yep. But right. what do I know?
1st and 10 for the Hillbillies with 9:20 to play. They trail 16-0 at their own 30-yard line. Dowdy with the empty set again. He's in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Tight end to the right, sorry. There's the high snap. Dowdy reels it in. He gets hit immediately, gets past the first man, and then drugged down after a short gain. And the Wolfpack all over it again.
Yeah, big number 75.
Daniel Redlecki, the
on
sophomore.
that play. We talked about this in the pregame a little bit. When that shotgun snap is off, either a little high or a little low, it just totally upsets the rhythm of the play. And Dowdy had no place to go when he lost a half a step or a half a count on that high snap.
2nd and 7 now at the 33 for the Hillbillies. 8:40 to play here in the first half. Dowdy going to go under center with a tailback behind him. 2 tight ends this time. There's the snap, the give to Davis. He'll get to the line of scrimmage and push the pile forward. Gain of about 3 for Davis.
Yeah, this Wolfpack defense is being really tough. Einink on the stop there, and big number 60 as well. There was not much opportunity up the middle, but they try to run the end, and there was no yards to be gained there either.
The next Wolfpack in college player, Caden Beckerinks at Hilbert College. He has 21 tackles through 4 games. He's the 2nd leading tackler for the Hawks this season.
Yeah, nice.
So great to hear that for Caden. 3rd and 4 now for the Hillbillies. Just under 8 minutes to play in the half. They trail by 16.
Down and 4.
Dowdy in the shotgun. A man coming across is Markel Davis, and he's going to get hit at the line, brought down. Short gain for Davis.
Davis
and on the tackle, Toby Watson.
Yeah, Watson made a nice play, but
see where the spot is here. This is going to be really close.
Yeah.
First down.
Yeah, that is maybe there's a little optical illusion to the crown on this field, but where these sticks are short or past the line to gain has really been quite deceptive.
So another first down, 2 in a row for the Hillbillies. 7:30 to play now. Dowdy in that pistol with the tailback behind him. 2 wide to the right, 2 to the left. There's the snap. He'll give it to Davis. Davis through the left side of the line, and he's drugged down from behind is Redlecki and Colton Hamilton.
Yeah, again, that pack of wolves applies. We have 3 CSP defenders on that tackle. No place for him to go. Short gain on the play of 2 or 3.
Another guy you got to give credit to. I don't know how he got there from the cornerback position, but Burchanowski was in on that play too.
Yeah, he's a tough, hard-nosed kid. He's certainly been a standout for the CSP defense.
Big 2nd and 8 now for the Hillbillies. They'll go empty set, 2 wide to either side. Tight end to the right. And a whistle just before the snap. Timeout, Fredonia. Here's a few other Wolfpack members in college. What's going on? These are non-football ones, though. Okay, Doc?
Yep.
John Watson, he's wrestling at Gannon. He's ranked top 150 in the nation, and he was a 2024-25 PSAC Scholar athlete. Congrats to John on both of those accomplishments. Gabe Roth, if you remember him, that's a little bit further back in the bag. He's at JCC Baseball. He led the team with a .364 batting average and 27 RBIs. Kylie Morgan, she's with the Hilbert College women's basketball team. She's their 3rd leading scorer, has the highest field goal percentage and the 2nd leading rebounder. And Solke Martin, a recent graduate of Climber, CSP track and cross country program. She's running cross country for Roberts Westland. She has 128th, an 82nd, and a 66th place finish so far this season as she adjusts to the longer length of the college run. But she's showing promise already at 66th. Really impressive for a freshman.
And a very pleasant young lady as well. Just a pleasure to watch her run cross country and long distance and track. And so happy for her to have the opportunity to compete at the collegiate level and lower all those times.
Did I miss your athlete? Do you want your former CSP athlete to be mentioned in the Pack and College segment? DM Finish Your Blocks on X or message us on YouTube to let us know who and where, and we'll include them in a future edition. 2nd and 8 for the Hillbillies at the 42. 6:42 to play here in the half. 16-0 CSP. Dowdy in the shotgun. There's the snap. Immediate pressure. He fires it out to this side. It's completed. And a short gain going to be brought out of bounds by the Wolfpack.
Loose on a reception.
Talon Pearson's on the stop. And gain of about 4, going to be a gain of about 3 on the play. It's going to end up being 3rd and 1.5 here for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, Talon made a nice play. The last thing you want to do is get beat deep in that situation, and better to give up a reception of 4 or 5 yards than 6 points on the scoreboard.
3rd and 2 according to the scoreboard. I say 3rd 1.5 here at the 48. 6 minutes to play. Dowdy in the shotgun in the empty set again. There's the snap. Pressure coming. He's going to run up the middle. He'll have the first down and more, and the Wolfpack going to try and stop the pile from moving and finally do all the way up at the 45 of the Wolfpack.
First down.
Yeah, more than enough for a first down. I got to give Fredonia credit. They started out the game as bad as you can start out a game and gave up a second touchdown, but there's no quit in these Hillbillies, and there's certainly nothing easy about this game so far.
Interestingly, I told you Aiden Ronsky was their leading rusher coming into this game. He's here in front of us on the sideline as Markel Davis has been the feature back so far tonight. I don't know if that meant Davis missed some games earlier this season or if they've just gone a different direction and Ronsky's playing more defense than offense.
Yep.
Dowdy under center now. Running back in motion. There's the handoff to Davis. No, it's a fake. It's a pass to this side. Caught, immediately hit, and brought down the Wolfpack all over it. And that one goes for little or no gain.
Yeah.
As Pearsons again.
Yeah, Talon Persons and Burchanowski on that play. Really well defended by those two Wolfpack cornerbacks. Actually a loss on the play. It's going to be 2nd and 11.
And that's one of those things, that's the danger of a wide receiver screen, right? If your quarterback arches the ball up like that and he threw it too high in the air for that screen play, that's where the sidearm of Carson White comes in handy. It's exactly the way you want to get the ball there quickly. 2nd and 11. Down to 4:45 to play here in the first half. 16-0 CSP. Dowdy under center. Gets the whole Wolfpack defense moving there. Nice hard count from the Hillbillies. And encroachment will be the call on everyone on the defensive line.
Yeah, that is exactly what the call is going to be, and rightfully so. It's going to be 2nd and 6 instead of 2nd and 11, so it does nothing but improve the down and distance situation for the Hillbillies as they cross the 50-yard line, and they'd like nothing better than to get a score on the board here before the first half ends.
3 seniors and a sophomore on that defensive line. They know what they did there, and I'm sure that mistake doesn't happen again. 2nd and 6 now, 4:30 to play. Dowdy under center, there's the snap, the give to Davis. He's hit immediately, spins off the first tackle, and Daniel Radlecki is there, so is Troy Chambers. Matthew Radlecki, Troy Chambers, and Brian Gomez.
Yeah, pick all three because all three of them were in on that tackle. Not a hole to be had there for Fredonia. Very well defended by the Wolfpack defense.
Wolfpack does a good job of swarming to the football. That's why it's hard to call out who's the first to tackle there because there's 5 of them every time. 3rd and 6 at the 41. Clock under 4 minutes now. If nothing else, Fredonia's used up a ton of clock on this drive.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're mixing up the pass and the rush as well. So,
And timeout Fredonia. They didn't like what they saw that time. Seemed like a little confusion in the backfield. And we'll take a quick timeout with them, send you to a quick word from our sponsors here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Necker's Company General Store, providing Clymer with groceries, apparel, gift items, and so much more for over 100 years. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Necker's Company General Store for their support. Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided by Moshers Carpeting at 8631 East Main Street in Clymer. Moshers has carpeting and all types of flooring, serving the area for over 27 years. Online at mosherscarpeting.com.
And welcome back into the Orange Bowl. 16-0 CSP with 3:41 to play here in the first half. It is 3rd and 6 at the 41 of the Wolfpack for the Hillbillies, as they have had a nice little sustained drive here, moving the ball down the field, Doc.
Yeah, I give Fredonia a lot of credit. Would have been easy for them to fold up their tent the way the game began, but anything but that. 1 touchdown for CSP after that. Fredonia's been in the game on both sides of the ball, so it's just a good game for CSP. After 2 tough games and 2 tough losses, they're playing pretty well, and they're on the ahead of the game 16-0, but it has been a very competitive game.
Here's the snap, the give to number 20, and he's going to get past a few men, get a first down. That's the man we were talking about before, Aiden Ronsky, who was their leading rusher coming into tonight's game.
Ronsky picks up the Fredonia first down.
And Brian Gomez looks like he's got a tweak in his ankle. It doesn't look like a cramp. It kind of looks like an ankle sprain to me, but if he's hobbling like that, I got to believe they got to get a sub in for him.
We'll see what happens here.
But not so.
Going to be 1st and 10 with 3:15 to play here in the half. Donovan Dowdy under center, 2 wide to the right, 1 back in the backfield. There's the snap, a fake pitch. He'll drop back to pass. Pressure coming, and Groders missed the sack. He's going to get away. Up the middle he goes, and the Wolfpack going to knock him down. Looks like Michael Horton on the tackle. And Groders had a sack 10 yards in the backfield.
Yeah, and Dowdy made a really nice play. I got to believe there was a hold when Horton was trying to elude his blocker. It looked like he had a big handful of jersey to me. But Dowdy made a great play. Eluded two rushers for CSP, turned nothing into something. Made a great play for the Hillbillies. 1st and 10 with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half.
Down to the Wolfpack 25, the furthest they've gone into the Wolfpack side of the field so far today. Dowdy under center. There's the snap. He'll pitch it out this time to Davis. Here comes the Wolfpack, and it's Gomez making the play. 3-yard loss.
What do I know? He's hobbling on a look like a weak ankle to me, and I thought they should take him out. But there he makes a great play. Tackle for a loss on the play of at least 3 yards. He's a tough kid. He is really a good high school football player.
And the clock continues to tick under 2 minutes. 2nd and 12 for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, Gomez is hobbling to the sidelines now.
Hillbillies break their huddle.
2nd down and 12 for Fredonia.
Big play for them.
Ball's on the 27-yard
1:40
line.
to play. They're down 16-0. Wolfpack getting the job done offensively, hoping their defense can hold up here. Dowdy in the empty set in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. And that's going to be a false start on the offense. Number 0, Markel Davis, took off before the snap.
Yeah, that count was on 2, and the wide receiver went on 1, so that was pretty obvious. And we will take those 5 yards.
That's a big kind of stalling of the possession here.
Yep, definite momentum breaker.
Clock at 1:26 to play here in the half.
Yeah, they were behind the sticks on Gomez's great play behind the line of scrimmage, and now 5 further yards makes it about 2nd and 17 or 18.
With only 1:26 to play and only 1 timeout remaining for the Hillbillies. Now they go into clock protection mode, right, Doc?
I would think so. Yeah, maybe we're going to see a little, passing attack here, some square outs to get to the sideline.
Check that, 2nd and 17.
Dowdy in that empty set again. He'll bring Davis across the backfield. They'll fake the jet sweep, take off of the quarterback run, and all over it is the Wolfpack. Nowhere to go for Dowdy.
Yeah, nothing to be had there. A little bit of deception. Nobody bid on that. And again, the sophomore Mason Groders makes a great play at or behind the line of scrimmage for little to no gain on that play.
Groders has been trouble here in the last couple possessions.
Yeah, he really is a good player. Really a nice frame, long arms, long legs, a solid kid, just a sophomore. Looking forward to 2.5 more years of him on the CSP football field.
3rd and 15 at the 30. Clock down to 40 seconds to play in the half. There's the snap. Dowdy, he'll throw the wide receiver screen to this side, incomplete. And he tried to get it out to his man, Caden Rizzo, but Rizzo unable to reel that one in.
Yeah, that was, even if he caught it, if he was tackled in bounds, that would have hurt Fredonia more than helped them. But 4th down's big down here, a really bad down in distance for Fredonia. But the CSP defense, with the help of that penalty, has stiffened here at the end of the first half.
35 seconds remain. 4th and 15. Dowdy in the empty set again. There's the snap. He'll fire, has a man, completes the pass. Wolfpack going to hit him and knock him out of bounds after a gain of about 7.
Yeah, but way short of the first down. Really well defended by the Wolfpack. Nothing to be gained by completing that short pass because there were 3 or 4 Wolfpack defenders to make that tackle and knock him out of bounds. And CSP is going to have one more chance here with 28 seconds to go here in the first half. Got to believe they're going to take a knee right here deep in their own half of the field.
At 28 seconds, they do have some timeouts, but unless they're going to complete a quick shot, you're right, timeouts only help you if you can complete the passes down the sideline, and I think the Wolfpack probably just going to take the 16-point lead to the half here.
Yeah, I would think so. And as soon as I say something like that, they'll be throwing a deep bomb over the middle.
White in the shotgun, Whitney to his right, 2 wide to either side. There's the snap. He drops back to pass. Now he's rolling to his right. He has room to his right. He's going to run to the sideline and get out of bounds. Makes a nice move past the defender there for a gain of 1.
Yeah, well, that's just it. That was that took almost 10 seconds off the clock to gain 2 yards. So, again, it was worth maybe taking a look or taking a shot. I give him credit for not throwing a ball that might have been intercepted as well. But, I got to believe we're going to take a knee here and go into the locker room and develop some cool strategy for the second half.
Wolfpack in the shotgun. White looks to throw, fires, has a man over here on the left side. He makes a man miss, and that's Persons, I believe. Yes, it was, and he's going to have a first down.
Yep, he's pretty happy that he made the first down, but...
and timeout Wolfpack.
Yeah, they did you. What do I know?
Is this more like, in your opinion, Doc, is this more just confidence building?
Could be, and they haven't really tried to throw the ball deep. So they're kind of a medium-range passing attack right now, and Fredonia has 3 deep defensive backs to prevent that bomb. So sure, I give the offense some credit. Continue to work on the timing of that pass offense, getting talent persons involved in the offense. The more weapons you have, the harder it is to defend. So I think there's merit to that strategy, and that's why I'm announcing, and Coach Bodemer is coaching.
Doc, another update from Chautauqua Lake. Another Trent Lewis touchdown. He has 3 now, 21-0 Southwestern over Chautauqua Lake.
Yeah, it sounds like, the rumor mill had Southwestern kind of being the odds-on favorite of the teams in the South, and with this probable victory or 21-0 lead so far, certainly looks like Southwestern's going to be a handful.
Wolfpack offense back out there, 10 seconds to play. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Still have 2 timeouts here. He'll look to throw. And now he's going to try and roll, get away from a man. He fires one up, a deep shot. Burchanowski, the man, he catches the ball. Burchanowski down inside the 20 and brought down close to the 10-yard line, and the clock says 0.
What do I know? That's a good 40, 45-yard pass.
And everyone's arguing over whether there's time on the clock or not.
Exactly. And maybe the CSP has time for one more play.
The Fredonia sideline heading to half, as is their band.
Yeah, part of the problem in high school is the official clock is not the clock that everybody can see. The official clock is one of the officials.
They're bringing the chains down, so that tells me there's still time on the clock.
That's right. Yep. Well, and if one of those officials was standing right by Coach Bodemer, that as soon as Burchanowski he said timeout, he could have been 50 yards from where Burchanowski was tackled. So it looks like CSP is going to have one more play.
Ooh.
Maybe they'll kick a field goal here.
Yeah, they're at the 13, 15, somewhere like that.
28 yards, yeah.
Looks like it's going to be marked right at the 15.
Yeah, well, then that'd be a 30-yard field goal.
And here comes Mr. Horton.
Yeah, isn't this cool? Boy, did I miss that call.
So the Wolfpack turn 28 seconds into a field goal attempt here from Michael Horton. And this home fan's not very happy with this one, are they?
Yeah. The coach is on the field. The Fredonia coach is on the field chewing Vince Joy in another ear hole, and he is livid. But I'm willing to bet that Bodemer was right by one of those officials, and the second that Burchanowski was down, he was asking for timeout, and they put 1 second back on the clock.
The Wolfpack in an offensive formation.
Yeah, they're not kicking a field goal.
And now a timeout here. Timeout Fredonia. And they did not like what they saw defensively. Burchanowski was actually uncovered until the coach was running off the field and realized he was uncovered.
It's taken us 20 minutes to play this last 28 seconds.
So the Wolfpack have a chance now to score a touchdown if they actually are going to go for an offensive play here. If they score again here before the half, how demoralizing is that for the
absolutely.
Hillbillies?
That is for sure. Most people, certainly myself included, was taking a knee from our own 20-yard line with 28 seconds to go. But, little do I know, 3 pass completions later, actually 1 run and 2 pass completions, we have an opportunity for a score from the 15-yard line. Maybe we'll come out and kick an extra point or kick a field goal now.
Everything that we don't call for, that's exactly what happens, Doc.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get you an update on Salamanca here in just a moment. I think that one's going to be coming through. And as we get I'm not sure what's happened. Looks like they're looking for a sub. Last score update, still 7-0 Portville from the Salamanca game. No updates since then.
Yeah, that would be surprising to me.
1 second to play. Wolfpack on offense at the 13. They lead 16-0. White under, or he's going to be in the shotgun. 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his right. Drops back to pass. He'll roll to his right. Under a little bit of pressure. Fires and just in front of the receiver.
Open.
That's the half.
And it looks like it was Persons. And that'll end the half, 16-0.
Yeah, he was almost open, and it might have been Hayden Sexton. At 18 or 16 is like really hard to tell, especially in the far corner of the end zone. But yes, as the first half comes to a close, the CSP Wolfpack 16, the Fredonia Hillbillies nothing. Solid effort for CSP on both sides of the ball, not dominating by any sense, but still very workmanlike, very efficient.
Getting the job done. That's the way we'll say it for right now. 16-0 here. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the halftime show here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. Stay tuned. The Corry Federal Credit Union halftime show is coming up shortly.
WHYP-LP Corry.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music.
You are the only exception. You are the only exception.
And this is Channel 98.9 Music.
So who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor, but God, I need a
Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
When I was little, I didn't talk for a long time. I was sensitive to lights and sounds, so I built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. Sometimes I do the same things over and over, until one day I found out I had autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Bob Stye. I host the Grunge Garage. We take you back to the 1990s with all your favorite alternative and Britpop songs. I know you missed these songs, and you got them all with me. Plus, once an hour, we do mandatory Morrissey and a salute to my favorite, sad but mighty lyrical god. The Grunge Garage with me, Bob Stye. It's a trip to the 1990s, and you're gonna love it. Check it out every Saturday night from 8 p.m. to midnight, right here on Channel 98.9.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, Visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
Coach's Corner on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is brought to you by Countertop Solutions in Clymer. High T Fencing Systems at high-t-fenceinc.com. The Dutch Village Restaurant in Clymer, dutchvillage.net. Cornerstone Restaurant at 104 East Main Street in Sherman. First Place Auto Glass at 1794 Foote Avenue in Jamestown. 716-450-0847. Troyer's Greenhouse and Deer Processing in Panama. TroyersGreenhouse.com. Cabot Farms in Clymer. 716-355-6458. Rock Solid General Contracting. The right choice on so many levels. Phone 716-499-2406. And by Lictus Oil and Propane and the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Adopt US Kids presents Multiple Choice Parenting.
You're bringing your daughter to a pop concert. Do you A, wear earplugs?
Isn't this fun, Dad?
I have a soft pretzel.
Or B, just roll with it?
Justin! OMG! I love you, Justin! I love you!
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
For more information on adoption, visit adoptuskids.org. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Angela Morton. I help bring awareness of drug and alcohol issues to rural areas. Let's talk about addiction. Did you know addiction is a medical condition that is treatable? Using drugs or alcohol changes your brain, and treatment can help people recover from addiction. If you or someone you know are struggling with drugs or alcohol or wonder if you might be addicted, help is available even if you don't have insurance. It's your life and your decision. It just starts with a phone call. Call 1-800-662-HELP and ask about treatment options in your area. This message is brought to you by Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is often laced into illicit drugs and used to make fake versions of prescription pills. You can't see it, taste it, or smell it. Suppliers mix fentanyl into their products because it's potent and cheap, and the dealer might not even know. Keep yourself and others safe by knowing the real deal on fentanyl. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Dave W. Phillips, along with my sidekicks, Taryn McKenna. We have a new show here on Channel 98.9. It's called Studio B. Indie alternative music, SoCal style. Studio B is new, cutting-edge music from up-and-coming artists, or artists you may not have heard of before. Studio B, Sundays at 7 p.m., right here on Channel 98.9, Corry's Radio Alternative.
Talking to your kids about the dangers of vaping can be hard. Getting them to listen to hot gossip is easy. So here's some drama you could share with your kid. Dude, did you hear about Cassie and Jake? No, but did you hear that vaping can cause irreversible lung damage and nicotine affects brain development? Nuh-uh. You don't need to gossip if you want to have an open conversation about vaping. So if you want to get tips on when and how to talk to your kids, visit talkaboutvaping.org. Brought to you by the American Lung Association and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
This is Channel 98.9 Music. This is Channel 98.9 Music. And this is Channel 98.9 Music. Corry's Radio Alternative, Channel 98.9.
Thanks for tuning in to CSP Wolfpack Football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream, powered by Lictus Oil and Propane. The halftime show is a presentation of the Corry Federal Credit Union.
Support for coverage of Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Triple E Manufacturing and Design. Triple E Manufacturing and Design offers equine products, promotional items, embroidery, and printing services. Located at 117 Osborne Street in Sherman and at tripleemfg.com. Phone 800-295-4282. The Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream thanks Triple E Manufacturing and Design for their support.
And welcome back into the Orange Bowl here. CSP and Fredonia at the half. 16-0 Wolfpack. I'm Josh Hosier alongside Doc Doing. Doc, welcome back in, and the Wolfpack getting it done in the first half.
Yeah, very not spectacular, but again, very workmanlike, very solid performance on both sides of the ball for the CSP. Obviously, the defense was stellar, pitching a shutout here in the first half, and the CSP offense gets two scores in one half. We got to be looking for that third or fourth score as opposed to Salamanca and Chautauqua Lake where the two scores were it. So the offense has looked a little better, but it is a little weaker opponent than the last 2 weeks as well.
Absolutely. And the other thing I think is interesting to note, Doc, is the Wolfpack, their run game has actually been shut down tonight by the Hillbillies. All the inside traps and everything like that have been stopped at the line. Nothing has worked for Sawyer Whitney unless he breaks it outside. And the only big running play is the touchdown for Carson White on the quarterback sneak that turned into a 50-yard touchdown.
Yeah, that was a great effort on Carson's part. We talked about the delayed whistle, how it hurt us on a roughing penalty when they had a delayed whistle and an aggressive tackle to conclude the play. But that patient whistle did allow Carson to break out of the pack. It was a typical quarterback sneak. I like to call it the tush push in the NFL, but one of my officiating friends told me very perfunctorily that the tush push is illegal in high school, so you have to call it the quarterback sneak. So that was a quarterback sneak, and Carson White made a great play. Multiple defenders were in on the suspected tackle, but he kept those big long legs churning and turned it into a 50-yard touchdown. Certainly the standout play in the first half.
Wolfpack 16, Hillbilly 0. Out-of-town scoreboard. How about this one, Doc? Not even halftime yet. Still 1:47 to play in the first half. It's 35-0 Southwestern.
Oh, Jiminy Crickets! Would not have predicted that. I have not done a deep dive on Southwestern yet. I'm not sure who. They are undefeated, but if they played Springville and Portville and Fredonia, they could be 3-0 pretty easy. But certainly Chautauqua Lake is a formidable opponent, and for them to be ahead by that score is certainly an impressive effort for the Trojans.
About a minute and a half left before the end of the first halftime. As you always mention, there's that second stretching halftime that's about 3 minutes long. What do we have to see here in the second half for the Hillbillies? If you're the coach over there with the Hillbillies, what are you telling them?
Yeah, I'm going to tell them, more of the same. They really have moved the ball effectively on two separate drives, and with a little bit more execution in the CSP half of the field, they certainly could have had a score or two and made this an extremely competitive game. So, I don't see how they're going to air out on their passing attack and do much damage. The quarterback just does not have time to throw. The CSP pressure has been relentless on Dowdy, and I give him a lot of credit for avoiding a lot of the would-be tacklers. But
and he's made some smart decisions with the football,
yes,
too.
Yes, he has. He's played pretty well. Nice size kid, 6'2", 180, long arms, long legs, very athletic. He punts for them as well. And at this level, the most talented kid ends up doing a lot of different things and, wearing a lot of different hats, and Dowdy is no different. But CSP has played very well. I'm very impressed with their effort. That drive at the end of the first half again slays me. I mean, 28 seconds to go and 80 yards between you and the end zone. They darn near made it work.
Yeah, very close, and really made the most of nothing there for the Wolfpack. A couple updates from the Wolfpack sideline. Brian Gomez is okay. No issues with the ankle or knee on that side. He's going to be back in the game. And from what I see here in stretching, and I haven't got an official report on it, looks like Cam Einink is also okay.
Yeah, and Cam was definitely a cramping situation. Try to hydrate him and all the kids. Just take drink lots of water and try to and actually as we talk about that, Cam is stretching out that leg that was cramped up. But got to hydrate, minimize those cramps, and Friday night football that happens a lot more than on a Saturday afternoon for some reason.
Yeah, we were just talking about the same topic last week and talked about how hard it is to remind kids while they're in school they need to continue to hydrate. It's actually much harder than waking up Saturday morning and saying, hey, I got to get down this Gatorade and this bottle of water. Where you're at school and you're focused on math and social studies and science, that's not the focus, right? I'm not worried about the Gatorade that I need to drink to keep myself where I need to be hydration-wise.
Yeah, that's for sure. And they're all 15, 16, 17-year-old kids. And, I know I was a model of decorum when I was that age and, certainly did everything I was told to do and was a model student. But these kids today, certainly haven't seemed to follow in my footpath.
Halftime between Portville and Salamanca, the score, 14-0 Portville.
Jeez.
A shocker maybe in the making there.
Yeah, that is a surprise. It's easy to overlook those second division teams. I really like Salamanca. They have a huge offensive line. Tackle to tackle, they have to average 2 1/4. They have a couple of really big kids, and I really like their quarterback. And obviously their defense was solid as well. So that would definitely be an upset, and maybe Portville's better than I'm giving them credit for as well.
If Portville was to pull that one off, CSP's game against Southwestern becomes super important, because if it comes down to that last week, they'll have to beat Portville and win everything else if they lose to Southwestern. Things could get real crazy for the next 4 weeks.
Yes, they could. That fourth, we could slip into third, and that fourth spot could be really crazy. So, then your scenario of playing the number 1 seed from the north wouldn't be quite so appetizing. So you have to be careful what you wish for.
Then you end up on the same side of the bracket as the Southwestern.
Right.
Maybe things aren't so pretty.
That's right. So
about to get things back to action here. We're down to 30 seconds on the second halftime. And people probably laugh at that, Doc, that we always joke around about it, but it is funny. It's a New York thing. They don't do it in PA.
Yeah. Well, and the thing that annoys me, the purpose of it is to decrease injuries and to stretch, to give the coaching staff adequate time at halftime to make their adjustments and give their halftime pep talk, and then come out and not have the excuse that they didn't have time to stretch. So they extended halftime by 3 minutes, and nobody stretches, although one team did. And I commented on it, whatever game that was. That was the first team that I saw actually stretching in those 3 minutes. So,
and you know what? I was excited when I saw them get up here at the halftime. The Fredonia student band is here, and I saw them all get up right before halftime. I got excited. I thought we were going to get an on-field performance.
Oh, yeah.
Every Pennsylvania game I've ever done, the home team and the away team both bring their bands, and they have both do on-field performances.
Yeah.
Marching band's still a very big thing in the state of Pennsylvania. Got excited. Thought we were going to see a New York band do it. Unfortunately, it wasn't the case.
Yep.
They just teased us and left us hanging.
Well, and Fredonia is a very culturally sensitive town. I mean, with SUNY Fredonia here, having a strong arts and music program that filters down to the high school level, and they have a really strong music program here. So you would think that maybe they do have a pep band of some sort. They did favor us with the national anthem early on, but no halftime show.
Beckerink and Sexton deep for the Wolfpack. Dowdy to kick. 16-0 CSP as we are ready to start the second half here. Dowdy's boot in the air. Oh, a short kick.
Geez.
Going to bounce
He
and
didn't
get covered by the
mean to do that
Wolfpack.
either. That was not planned.
Weber, the big man with the hands there.
I shanked my sand wedge, and he just shanked that kickoff. There was no concept on Fredonia's part to try to load up one side or to filter that little pooch kick. He just darn near whiffed on that ball.
I think his foot was under the ball.
Yeah,
I think he kicked
too.
the tee.
It's just, he got more of the tee than he did the ball. I'm surprised it went 10 yards, to tell you the truth. But who recovered that? That was a great play. I did
Mason
not get
Weber.
He made a great play because he was not expecting it, and he had to stretch to get it.
3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. White in the shotgun with Whitney to his right. They'll bring him back across the formation. They'll run behind him. That's Gomez. And Whitney going to get to the edge, but he's going to get hit there immediately and brought down. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage. He didn't get any more than that.
Yeah, there was no place for that to go. A good choice there. I mean, Sawyer's fighting for every single yard he can get, but absorbing a third and a fourth hit after he eluded the first two, he might have been just as far ahead to scamper out of bounds and save the wear and tear on his body.
They bounced off Markel Davis out there, who's the cornerback on that side, and I think he was about trying to prove a point. You know that initial contact between two of the bigger players in the game, bigger stars in the game. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right, 1 to the left. Whitney to his right. The snap. Fakes the give to Whitney. He'll roll to the right, throw it out there, and it's just past Michael Horton, incomplete.
Yeah, that pass had no place to go. Very well defended by Fredonia, and if Horton was able to haul that one in, most likely would have been tackled for little to no gain on the play.
And what happened there, that play broke down because the far side defensive end got past his man and was able to chase Carson White out of the pocket. 3rd and 10 for the Wolfpack. 10:44 to play here in the third quarter. A 16-0 lead for CSP. But this first drive of the third half, they're trying not to let it stall here as they'll have to get a first down on 3rd and 10. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to his right. There's the snap. He'll fake the handoff. He's going to line up to throw. Fires one, has a man, completes it to Burchanowski over the middle. Burchanowski down to the 20, the 10, and in for the CSP touchdown.
Tremendous pass play from Carson White to Gavin Burchanowski. Has to be 50-some yards on the play. 57. Crossing pattern over the middle. Carson, stepped up into the pocket there, made a really good decision rather than moving right or left. He took one step forward. That gave Gavin an extra 3 or 4 yards to make distance between the defender. Well thrown ball, great catch, 57-yard touchdown pass, Carson White to Gavin Burchanowski.
And Burchanowski's second score of the game. 22-0 Wolfpack. They're going to line up to go for it here on the extra point play. White under center, 2 backs behind him. That's Gomez and Whitney. They'll give to Whitney to the left side. He drags a man into the end zone. 2-point conversion is complete. And it's the exact same play they ran for the last 2-point conversion. They must see something there in that goal line set.
Yeah, that must be, something they practiced all week long for that down and distance type of thing. And certainly has been effective the last 2 times. But give Carson White a lot of credit. That was a great throw. Certainly a great reception from to Burchanowski. And Burchanowski's fast. That just turned the Fredonia defender around. That kid had no chance to catch Burchanowski. It was like a hobo watching a freight train. Zoom away Burchanowski went, and nobody was going to catch him. 57-yard touchdown pass.
Exactly how the Wolfpack wanted to start this second half. They almost ended the first half the same way. They start the second half that way. Burchanowski, ton of receiving yards, 2 touchdowns, and 2 long, deep receptions for the Wolfpack in this game. He's got to be the early candidate for our Flicks Heating and Daniels Electric Player of the game.
Yeah, and that was the Lictus Heating Propane kickoff in the second half as well.
Lictus, the sponsor of our kickoffs here, and of course, Corry Federal Credit Union, the halftime sponsor. Great sponsors we have here for this program. We really appreciate you all being part of making this happen for us and for all these student athletes. There's Horton's kickoff. Going to take a bounce at the 20, roll down to the 15 and to the 10. And really late to the
that's
ball
a
as
live
the
ball
defender.
down there, yeah.
Wolfpack all over it, and that's going to be terrible field position for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, in the receiver's defense, he thought that ball was going to bounce out of bounds because it was deep and angular towards the near sideline, and he thought it was going to continue to bounce. But again, that oblong ball doesn't bounce the way you anticipate it, and the ball stayed in bounds. That's a live ball. We dang near could have recovered that and had great field position, but it's going to be 1st and 10, Fredonia deep in their own half of the field.
It looks like their own 8-yard line.
Inside the 10. Yep.
Wolfpack defense should be bringing some pressure here on Dowdy. Yeah. Dowdy going to be under center with Davis behind him in the backfield. There's the snap, the give to Davis. He'll break through the initial line and then get hit by the linebackers. Gomez on the tackle. Daniel Radlecki also there. Gain of 4 for Davis.
Yeah, that was a pretty good play for them, really. The down and distance from their own 8-yard line, they have a little more operating room. It's always got to be nerve-wracking for the quarterback to be taking that shotgun snap in your own end zone. So now they have a little bit more operating room and a little higher level of confidence.
Dowdy under center. Davis behind him. Just under 10 minutes to play in the third quarter. The snap, the give to Davis. He's hit at the line and brought down immediately by the Wolfpack. Daniel Radlecki leading the way there. Burchanowski, the second man there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Let's throw Brian Gomez into that trifecta as well. Really well defended by the CSP defense. They really are tough against that run, but Fredonia's playbook is really limited deep in their own half of the field here on their first possession here in the second half. 3rd and about a long 3, be great field position for CSP if they can hold Fredonia here.
They're at their own 15-yard line. As you said, 3rd and 3. Dowdy again going to be under center with one back behind him. The Wolfpack able to load up the box. They put 8 men in it. And he's going to drop back to pass his Dowdy. He fires one up. He has a man. He completes it up at the 40, the 50. He's going to take off. There's no one to stop him. And it's going to be a touchdown Hillbillies. Caden Rizzo, the receiver. Wow. And that's going to be a 85-yard touchdown pass.
Yeah.
The Wolfpack had a linebacker in coverage on a wide receiver, and unfortunately for him, Toby Watson could not keep up.
Yeah, he just, I don't know where our free safety was. I can't believe that we were, blitzing anybody in that down in defense, but there was nobody back as a free safety on that play, and it was just a bad matchup for us. And to Dowdy's credit, he made a strong throw, and the kid made a great reception, 85-yard touchdown pass.
And give the Fredonia student section some credit here. They were down 24-0. Their team scores, and the student section is going crazy. 2-point conversion attempt for Fredonia. Dowdy in the empty set. 2 wide to either side. Tight end to his right. There's the snap. He's going to run it himself to the left side. Wolfpack is there. Watson from behind makes the tackle. 2-point conversion, no good for the Hillbillies. So Toby makes up for the blown coverage on the previous play and stops the 2-point conversion.
Kinda.
Well, I don't think it was his man.
No, me neither.
I don't think you have a outside linebacker, middle linebacker dropping back to the deep third. I don't think that was the intention.
Right. Well, there had to be a blown coverage there too. I mean, you never don't have 2 deep or 1 deep, and there was nobody there. It just there just wasn't. Maybe we had a free safety blitz or something on. I would love to see a replay on that, but that just had to be a broken coverage. And to Fredonia's credit, they made a good pass and a great catch. It resulted in an 85-yard touchdown reception.
Best play of the day for the Hillbillies, and really something to give them some hope here is they were down 24-0, and things were looking rather bleak.
Yeah, that's for sure. Momentum was definitely on the CSP side. Up 24-0. It was all CSP and not much Fredonia, but that one play certainly gives Fredonia some hope. Let's check out this kick this time. Maybe I'll pay a little better attention.
The Fredonia coach is incensed on the sideline, upset with the receiver who scored the touchdown, who wasn't ready to go out on kickoff, I guess. And the coach is furious. He's yelling through his headset and everything down here. All right.
Well, should be happy the kid just ran 85 yards for a score.
Dowdy, the kicker, 24-6 the score, 8:58 to play in the third. Dowdy set to kick now. This one going to get up in the air. Going to be fielded by Blake Beckerink at the 20. He's up to the 30. He makes a man miss. He's up to the 40, and he'll be brought down to 42. Nice return there by Blake Beckerink.
Yeah, really nice field position for CSP. We'll see what their answer is here on offense after giving up that big score on defense.
Wolfpack will start at that 42-yard line, and you know, you mentioned early in the game Blake getting a chance in the backfield to give Sawyer a change of pace, and he got some really nice runs out of it against Chautauqua Lake. But Blake, another all-around athlete, only a junior. Lots more to see from Blake before things are done here for his CSP career.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? And his brother's having a nice career at Hilbert.
2 wide to either side. Whitney to the right of White in the shotgun. There's the snap he'll give to Whitney. Whitney going to make a hole there and somehow finds about 6 yards up the middle.
Yeah, a little trap play. He was very patient when he got the handoff from White. Then he ran right behind that trapping from the offensive lineman. Really well-designed, well-executed play. A solid 7-yard gain on first down.
Hayden Sexton in the game out here to the far left, 2 wide to either side. Hayden's been getting quite a bit of playing time down the stretch here, becoming an intricate part of this team. There's Whitney again. They get him by the shoulder. A flag comes in. He'll have the first down. We'll see what the flag is.
Yeah.
I think they might have got horse collar there.
Yeah, me too. I think he got him by the back. Oh, well, no, the preliminary signal was a hold on us.
It is a holding on CSP. Interesting call.
Yep. Yeah, I thought that the tackler had the back of Sawyer's neck, like as you mentioned, a horse collar type tackle, but not so. And that is a spot foul.
Once they mark it, it is 2nd and 12 for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, negates a big first down for the Wolfpack, but we do have 2 downs to make those 12 yards.
They'll break the huddle, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to the right of White. Waiting for the officials. They're having a debate. Still not sure exactly what we're debating.
Yeah, I
picked the football back up.
Yeah, it's a question of...
We're making a 15-yard penalty instead of...
Yep.
They moved it back a yard.
Yep.
Interesting. So 2nd and 13 now. White in the shotgun. There's the snap. He'll throw the wide receiver screen to the right side. Caught by Beckerink. He's going to make a man miss. He's forward all the way back up to the 48-yard line. It's going to be 3rd and about 3 for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, almost a 10-yard gain on that play. Got back essentially everything that we were assessed on the penalty. 3rd and 3. CSP needs a first down here. If we end up punting and Fredonia gets the ball back, they get another score, we really have ourselves a ball game.
7:40 to play in the third quarter. 24-6 your score. CSP in control, but as Doc said, they'd like to be a little bit more in control. 3rd and 4 according to the scoreboard. Big play here, 3 wide to the left, 1 to the right. White waits for the snap. There it is. He'll roll to the left. He has all his receivers to this side. He'll fire one up. He throws one towards Burchanowski, who's tackled before the ball gets there.
A roughing the passer penalty.
And a flag in the backfield, the roughing the passer.
Yep.
And White's not feeling good after that one.
Yep, and I hope that's not his shoulder. He got taken down. I'll give the official credit. I mean, he called it that way against us in the first half, and he called this a similar play against Fredonia right there. So
Fredonia really lucky they didn't get a pass interference as well. I mean, they tackled Gavin Burchanowski downfield before the ball ever even got there.
Well, and I didn't really like the selection of the pass either. I thought it had very little to no chance to be completed.
Michael Horton hands the flag back to the ref.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. He's a good kid.
Yeah. Big play.
Wolfpack get the big first down.
So Carson's okay.
Up to the 38-yard line. Carson not going to budge. He's going to stay in the game as expected. 3 wide to the right now. Waits for the snap. And there's a whistle coming in. No sign of what the point of the whistle is here. Going to have a conversation with the back judge. Maybe he doesn't like the positioning.
Yeah, I'm sure it must be something procedural. Yep, there's a good 30 yards between those two officials. It takes those two old guys a little while to purposefully waddle that distance.
All right, back to the action. There's the snap, the handoff to Whitney. He plunges forward up the middle, dragging 3 men.
Yeah,
Two flags come in after a gain of 4. 5.
I think that's got to be a face mask.
How about Sawyer dragging half that defense with him there?
Yeah.
Waiting for the call.
Yep, just a sophomore. Sawyer Whitney's really developed into the go-to CSP tailback.
And as you expected or suspected, Doc, a face mask on the Hillbillies.
Yep.
So the Wolfpack moving the ball thanks to some penalties.
Two big penalties here, roughing the passer and a face mask penalty. 2 big first downs, and CSP is marching towards what would be hopefully their 4th score.
After they step off the penalty.
1st and 10 at the 19.
First down and 10 from the 19.
3 wide to the right. Fakes the handoff to Whitney. He'll run it himself. Will White to the right. He makes room, makes a man miss, makes another man miss, and now he's to the sideline. He's going to have the first down and more. Carson White showing the wheels.
Yeah, what a couple of great moves there. Faking to the inside and breaking into the outside time and time again. Arm tackle's not going to bring that tall guy down. Made a big run on that play for 12 yards, and apparently...
I'm waiting to see where they spot that exactly.
Yeah. Well, that had to be a first down.
It is a first down.
Okay, yeah.
1st and goal for the Wolfpack at about the
goal. Ball's on a 7-yard line.
7-yard line.
Yeah, that had to be a first down. If the down marker would go down, it would be easier to figure that out.
Here comes that goal line offense now. They got the tight end in and the fullback. The give to Whitney behind both those guys. He plunges through all the way down to the goal line and in for the CSP touchdown.
Well, Sawyer Whitney had a couple of really solid runs on that play. Just a little guy comparatively, but he gets underneath those big offensive linemen. He's tough to see, and he's having really a nice second half.
And this philosophy in the red zone of just running behind Brian Gomez, it's working for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, for sure. Nice size offensive line. Troy Chambers and the Red Leckies, the Watson kid, all good size weightlifters in the off season, showing all sorts of improvement here in the running attack.
They line up to go for 2. The give to Whitney. He plunges forward, and he's in. Actually, I think that was Beckerink that time.
Same play.
Yep, Beckerink, the running back, and not Whitney, but nonetheless, the same result. It's 32-6 CSP, leading the Fredonia Hillbillies with 6:42 to play here in the 3rd quarter. Quick word from our sponsor, Doc. We'll be right back.
Support for CSP Wolfpack football coverage is provided in part by Tina Dills, ERA Team VP, licensed real estate agent, serving the Wolfpack listening area and all of Chautauqua County with real estate services for buyers, sellers, vacation rentals, and all relocation needs. For more information on how to get your move going, Tina can be reached at 716-397-7790. Tina Dills and the ERA Team VP agents wish the Wolfpack the best of luck.
And welcome back into the Orange Bowl. The Wolfpack getting it done after some big penalties there from the Hillbillies. And Doc, a 32-6 lead now. What do you suspect the Wolfpack defense needs to do here?
Well, it's just really pleased with CSP's answer to the 85-yard Fredonia touchdown. That might have taken us aback a little bit, but our response was a solid drive, helped by 2 big penalties from Fredonia, but we ended up with the touchdown nonetheless. But, really I feel a whole lot better 32-6 than 24-6.
Horton's kick, a nice high one, fielded at the 10-yard line, up to the 15 and the 20, up to the 25, and a big punishing hit from the Wolfpack. And Burchanowski, the big hitter, and somehow Max White ends up on his back. He was there, and he was right in the middle of the way, and I don't know if the blocker got him or what happened. Poor Max took a big hit there.
Yeah, he is a little bit vertically challenged for the varsity level, but he is a football player. His dad was a football player. His grandpa was a great football player. A lot of whites are really good football players in the history of this football program.
It will be 1st and 10 for the Hillbillies at the 30. Dowdy in the shotgun with a running back to his left. There's the snap. He's going to look to throw, fakes it. Now he'll pump and throw deep and over his receiver, Colin Luce's head.
Well, there we had, I feel a whole lot better that we had two defensive backs defending that play. When they ran something similar here about 3 minutes ago, it resulted in an 85-yard touchdown pass. So we learned something.
The play call there was a pump fake at the line,
go.
so kind of like a double hitch or a hitch, and almost caught the Wolfpack sleeping.
Yep.
Obviously, Fredonia shifting gears into their desperation offense here, throwing the ball up.
Yeah, they were successful with that long TD reception, so, why not try to go back to the well again?
Dowdy shotgun again, running back to his right. There's the snap. He'll give it to that running back, Davis. He's hit immediately in the backfield, gets past one man, and then Burchanowski gets a hold of him, and that's the end of that.
Yeah, this is a lot more fun football with 5 wideouts or 4, and kind of slinging the ball from sideline to sideline and trying to catch a run as a secondary option. But CSP defense is spread out as well, and they are really fast, really quick group of defenders.
Going to be 3rd and 8 for the Hillbillies. We're down to 5:30 to play here in the third quarter. 32-6 CSP.
Third down and 8 from their own 32.
And here come the Hillbillies now. Big third down for them. Dowdy in that empty set. One tight end to either side. Wide receivers 2 to the right. And timeout on the field. Haven't seen them signal whose timeout. I guess it's the officials' timeout. Not happy with the play clock. There's some communication issues between this officiating crew right now.
Yep.
And again, you mentioned the official clock on the field, not actually on the scoreboard. And I think that's what that was. It was a correction, make sure everything was lined up. And everybody takes off but the center.
Jumping there.
Both sides of the ball. Well, interesting to see what this call will be. This guy calls encroachment on the near side. The guy on the far side calls false start.
There you go.
They're going to be offsetting, I would think.
No, it has to be one or the other. And to say that was simultaneous. What?
And it is a false start.
On Fredonia. Yeah, it had to be one or the other. Unless you are so confident that both of those guys moved at the same time, somebody had to go first.
There were 5 or 6 players moving. That was a tough one.
Yep.
Good job by the linesman there to come in and make a definitive call. Clock rolling down to 5 minutes to play now. 3rd and 15, or 3rd and 12 for Fredonia. Scoreboard says 3rd and 15, but it's 3rd and 12. At their own 27, 28-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Hillbillies.
Dowdy going to be in the shotgun. Empty set again. 2 wide to either side. Tight end to his left. Dowdy trying to get his slot receiver to move all the way out to the far edge of the field. Both receivers stacked on either side now. There's the snap. Dowdy drops back. He'll fire it into the flat on the near side. Caught. Tackle made immediately, and a nice tackle made there by Carson White.
Oh, we have a flag. I'm going to say that's a taunting penalty on CSP. It was a big hit, and it kind of looked like there might have been some words exchanged from the CSP defense and something the official overheard, I'm willing to bet.
And that looks to be the call. Still haven't seen him signal it officially, but interesting to see who that was called on and what exactly was the action on the field that resulted in the penalty. Gavin Burchanowski came in over the top. Johnny Abers made the initial contact, and I think they got Brian Gomez with the penalty.
Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct and 15-yard penalty.
Take the ball to midfield.
Yeah, that was a big penalty. Again, breathing some life into the Hillbillies here when we really have their backs against the wall. Something was said, and the officials didn't like it, and we saw yellow.
All right, 1st and 10, and just inside the CSP side of the field. Dowdy under center. The snap, the give to the left side. With a little bit of running room is Ronsky, and he'll have close to a 1st down.
Yeah, a little bit of life for Fredonia. We were holding our own, and that penalty was a huge momentum builder for Fredonia. It certainly took a little bit of the air out of our balloon, and he's just short of the 1st down, but a really nice down and distance, 2nd and
Tell you what, Ronsky and Davis make pretty nice change of possession backs.
Yeah.
One's really fast, the other one runs really hard. Ronsky's a hard runner, and he's in the backfield again for the Hillbillies here. Dowdy under center. Have to assume we're going to see Ronsky here. Or quarterback sneak, one or the other. The give to Ronsky on the right side. He'll have room to run. He gets the first down and more. Going to be a gain of about 15 for Ronsky before he's finally dragged down.
Really well blocked at the point of attack. The Fredonia offensive line had their way with the CSP defensive line there. Made a huge gaping hole that I might have been able to waddle through for a first down, but those guys made a good 10-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10, Fredonia.
At the 25. Now getting close to the red zone again.
Fredonia 1st and 10.
Mason Groders on that tackle. He chased him down from behind, from the defensive end, far side defensive end position. Here's the give to Ronsky. He's going to get hit in the backfield, get away from Gomez. He'll get to the sideline, and Daniel Redlecki says no further.
They better be careful.
Hey, Ronsky on the left side.
Lots of pushing on that far sideline. You know, after one unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, the officials are going to be a little shorter fused on the second one.
Wolfpack making some substitutions on the defensive line. Spencer Emery coming into the game. The senior going to get a chance to play nose tackle here.
Yeah, 2:50 to go here in the third quarter. CSP ahead 32-6.
Here come the Hillbillies now. 2nd and 5 at the 20. So they're in the red zone officially. Ronsky in that pistol. He's got his running back, or sorry, not Ronsky, Dowdy in the pistol. Ronsky's behind him. There's the give. No, it's a fake. He's going to drop back to pass. He's got pressure in his face. He's got to run to his right. He fires one, and that one is very close to being complete. I'm not sure. I still haven't seen. It is caught. The lineman on the near side signaled it was a catch.
Yep, I think it was a catch too. He had his hands, it looked to me that he had his hands underneath the ball, and so that should have been a catch, but stop on the play by lost his balance going down to catch the ball. But yeah, pretty nice catch on the play. 1st and 10 for
Another
Fredonia.
first down for the Hillbillies. So Dowdy under center, Ronsky behind him. 2 tight ends in the game. There's the snap. The give to Ronsky on the left side. He'll get to the edge, but no further. The Wolfpack are waiting. 3 guys bring him down, and a flag from the far side of the field.
Yeah, that's
the near side, I suppose. This is completely opposite of the play.
I think that's going to be another taunting. Yeah, I think so too from the preliminary signal.
You think it was contact between the cornerback and the wide receiver on this side that drew the penalty?
Yeah, I think that it was
holding?
Yeah.
Defensive holding.
Yeah, they were chicken fighting a good 30 yards from the play, so it had absolutely nothing to do with it, with the outcome of the play. Mason Groders made another defensive tackle on that play, but the wide receiver and the defensive back were just pushing and shoving, and I guess the CSP got the biggest lick in last and ended up getting the flag.
The flag on Johnny Abers, what happened was he ended up throwing that receiver on the ground.
Yeah.
And they said that was the penalty because it impeded his ability to return to the play.
Wow.
If you saw the kind of body slamming motion the ref was making.
Yeah, yep.
1st and goal.
So 1st and goal now for the Hillbillies.
1:55 to go here in the third quarter. This third quarter has taken forever.
Very eventful third quarter as well. All right, Dowdy going to break the huddle. He's got that empty set again, 2 wide to either side. He's alone in the backfield, tight end to his right. He'll bring a man across the formation, fake the give. He'll try to run it himself. Going to get hit immediately and brought down. Very short gain there for Dowdy.
Yeah, you got to.
Matthew Redlecki, the tackler.
Got a couple yards on the play. They're getting close to pay dirt.
Yeah, third and 1 now at the going to be 6-yard line.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yep.
So here in the booth, they're saying it's 2nd down on the scoreboard, but on the field, they have marked as 3rd down. Wronski under center. He'll give. Tackled in the backfield is Davis. Nice play by the Wolfpack defense. And the man who made the play getting up slowly, that is Matthew Redlecki.
Yeah, number 58 made a great play. Looks like he got his leg twisted up underneath him, and he's going to hobble to the sideline, but, hopefully that's not serious.
They need a guy to come and take his place, though. Here comes somebody, finally. It looks like Red Lecky dropped to the ground over there around the 10-yard line.
I'm hoping that look good. That looks like a cramp. And I don't wish a cramp on anybody, but it's better than an ankle or knee injury.
So the Wolfpack will replace him. And now a timeout for Fredonia, give them an opportunity to get their defense sorted as well. Quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
Support for Wolfpack football on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream is provided in part by Utegg's Body Shop in Corry, offering collision repair and refinishing along with frame straightening services. 699 East Smith Street in Corry or at uteggsbodyshop.com. Phone 814-663-2562. Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Utegg's Body Shop for their support.
Corry's only locally operated radio station is Channel 98.9. With your eerie weather, your favorite personalities.
Thank you so much for joining us on a Monday.
You see today local news, entertainment, and information around the clock. And Corry's modern rock. Channel 98.9, your one radio station.
Welcome back into the Orange Bowl. Doc Duink and Josh Hosier bringing you CSP football here against the Fredonia Hillbillies. The Hillbillies facing a fourth down according to the guys on the field, third down according to the scoreboard. You tell me which one it is, Doc, because I'm not sure.
Well, I'll tell you, knowing Vince Joy like I know him, he's pretty sure that he's got the down right, and I'm going to go with fourth down on the sideline.
4th and 5 at the 9.5-yard line. Dowdy under center. And the Wolfpack take off early. And it's going to be encroachment.
And it is on us.
That should be. It should make it 4th and inches.
Yep, half the distance to the goal line.
And they're at the 9, so that's why I think it's not going to be quite enough for a first down. The guys in the booth behind us disagree.
Yeah, yep.
They spot the ball. We'll see where the placement is. Looks like it is going to be a first down. Half the distance would have been just shy of the first down. So,
okay.
First and 10. First and goal at the 5. Dowdy again under center. He has Ronsky behind him. The snap, the give to Ronsky. He's hit immediately, and the Wolfpack going to keep him out. Troy Chambers leads the way. Ball came out late, but it was after the whistle.
Yep, pretty well defended, but still a yard or two gain on the play. Fredonia High School knocking on the door here for another score.
Clock down to 14 seconds here in the third quarter, Doc. I think we're going to end the third quarter after that play. Wolfpack leading 32-6 here in the Orange Bowl.
And as far as you can walk from one end to the other. both squads and the officiating team is going to walk from one 3-yard line to the other 3-yard line.
Fourth quarter chant coming from the CSP sideline. We'll take another quick word from our sponsor here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
The Corry Federal Credit Union is the platinum sponsor of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream. The Corry Federal Credit Union would like to wish the Wolfpack the best of luck this season. The Corry Federal Credit Union has been serving the community since 1958. They offer a wide range of financial and banking services for you and your business. The Corry Federal Credit Union is located at 728 Worth Street in Corry, 56 North Main Street in Union City, 315 Main Street in Spartanburg, and online at corryfcu.org. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks the Corry Federal Credit Union, a not-for-profit organization, for their support of CSP Wolfpack football play-by-play. CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is powered by Lictus Oil and Propane in Clymer. Family-owned Lictus Oil and Propane continues to supply liquids and fluids for agriculture, industry, and homeowners. Heating oil and propane services and off-and-on diesel fuel services are also offered. The Channel 98.9 Sports Stream thanks Lictus Oil and Propane for being a major sponsor of CSP Sports.
And welcome back in to CSP football as the Wolfpack leads 32-6 over the Fredonia Hillbillies as we head to the fourth quarter here in this Class C South battle. Wolfpack trying to pick up their Class C South second win of the season. Their first was against Faulkner, Castanega Valley, Maple Grove. This second one will position them well, especially with Portville up on Salamanca as we speak.
You have an updated score? Is it still 14-0?
14-0 still the last score that's come through on that one.
And the Chautauqua Lake update?
Still 35-0 is the last update there as well. So both those games have gone a little quiet here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Our third quarter, a very long and busy one. Second and 5 at the 5. There's a quarterback sneak up the middle. Wolfpack going to stop him, but he's going to drag the pile forward, and it will be very close. It is a touchdown for the Hillbillies.
Yep. Yeah, just the old quarterback sneak. Had to get 2 or 3 yards. Give Fredonia a lot of credit. They're not quitting. Yeah, I'm going to be annoyed by that horn, I'll tell you that. I think there's a Section 6 rule against noisemakers, but apparently that guy hasn't got that memo.
It can be a 15-yard penalty, actually.
Yes, it can.
And again, the student section, very excited for the Hillbillies here. Got to give them credit. You know, being a student section in Section 6, there's not usually a whole lot of turnout. They have a very nice turnout.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, Fredonia is a good-sized school. I mean, it's the second and third largest school in Chautauqua County.
They'll go for 2. Dowdy rolls out, fires, and that one going to hit the ground, I believe, in the end zone. They said it's caught.
Really?
2-point conversion is complete. So the score now 32-14. And I really thought that one bounced into his hands.
Yeah, me too. I certainly didn't have a good vantage point. We're on the 50-yard line, and that took place in the end zone. So we can't see really well through, 6, 8, 10 players between us and the ball. But it sure looked like that was a stretch of a completion.
And still a comfortable lead for the Wolfpack here with 11:53 to play. But as you said, it would have been nice to kind of put one more on there and then send the backups in.
Yeah, I got to believe that, we're going to, as soon as I say this will not be true, but I got to believe we're going to keep the ball on the ground and try to chew up a large chunk of clock. Head 32-14. Certainly the game is headed in our direction, and with some excellent clock management, I got to believe this fourth quarter is going to be a whole lot quicker than the third.
Agreed. Get ready for the kickoff here. I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine, Psychotic on X. His name is Jason. He's a great photographer. He's done several CSP games this year. He travels the country doing photography for football. He's in Wyoming tonight watching the Newcastle Doggies and the Glen Rock Herders. Quite the battle out there in Wisconsin, I'm sure. The guy gets in a couple thousand games, in his career, and I think he's been to like 25 states or something like that. So shout out to you, Jason. Keep up the great work out there in Wyoming. We're keeping an eye on you, and we know you're keeping an eye on CSP tonight.
Well, these kickoffs have been an adventure for Fredonia.
Dowdy going to try the onside, a little pooch kick, going to be fielded by the Wolfpack.
Good choice.
Just going to drop on it around the 31-yard line.
Yep, good choice. Trying to make something out of nothing. Just recover that ball and get 1st and 10 CSP and chew up a bunch of clock here.
Cam Eining making the good decision there. What was interesting, I think that was the first time he intentionally did that. Previously, the onside attempt was not intentional.
Right.
So the Pack now with 11:48 to play, lead 32-14. They have 1st and 10 at the 36. You want to see a sustained drive here, right, Doc?
Yeah,
put this thing away?
I do, but it certainly looks like a passing formation.
Got trips to the right. Going to be a pitch to that side, but Whitney almost fumbles it. He somehow reels it in, gets away from one man. He's going to break it back the other way, looking for some blocks. Carson White gives him one. He'll get to the edge. He'll get a 1st down and more. And how about Sawyer Whitney changing fields and picking up 15?
Yeah, and how about a late hit? That's exactly what the Clymer coaching staff is begging for after a few penalties against the Wolfpack. That was, on the far sideline, so we don't have a good vantage point for it. But, Sawyer Whitney, this play was designed to run to the near sideline, took the pitch, fumbled the pitch, regained control, totally reversed field, and turned it into a solid 15-yard gain on the play. 1st and 10 Wolfpack.
Picked up a nice block from his quarterback, too. You don't see that every day. All right, White in the shotgun, 2 wide to either side. Whitney to his left. He'll give to Whitney up the middle. Whitney going to plunge forward. He's got 5. He's dragging a man. He's got 7, maybe 8 before they finally pull him down.
Yeah, this is exactly what we like to see. A couple rushing plays. Clock continues to move. And that was Blake Beckrink on that carry.
Okay.
But that's, again, I like to see that tailback load distributed a little bit, maybe 1/3, 2/3 type of thing, and makes Sawyer that much more effective in the fourth quarter if he doesn't have so many hits.
Flag on the near sideline. The player threw his helmet before he came off the field. He took his helmet off and threw it right in front of the referee. That's going to be a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hillbillies.
Yeah, you can't be doing that.
That's a senior. senior defensive lineman there who threw his helmet.
He's obviously upset, but you have to control your emotions as well.
Waiting for the penalty to get sorted here by the officiating staff, and that's
taking them a little time on occasion.
Yeah, I mean, the penalty is pretty straightforward, but not something you get every day. I mean, when a player takes their helmet off, it's usually like an accidental deal. So to see it intentionally right in front of the referee, too.
You know, I almost think that they threw that kid out.
They might have.
Yeah.
We'll see. Has he left the field?
Yeah, he was walking down the sideline, but, maybe not. Yeah, I don't want to say for sure, but...
well, they'll make him leave the sideline if he's gone. There's the snap. They give to the left side. It's Whitney again, or Beckrink, I'm sorry, and short gain on the play.
Well, again, we're now in 4-down territory, so, continue to keep that ball on the ground, keep the clock running, and that's a great offensive strategy for CSP.
Clock down to 10:40 to play, 32-14 Wolfpack. They break the huddle on 2nd and 8 from the 27. White in the shotgun, 3 wide to the right. Running back, Beckrink to that side. He'll fake the handoff to Beckrink. He'll go around the end. He's going to take off. And look at this, Carson White off to the races down inside the 10, brought down at the 9-yard line.
Yeah, well, isn't this a nice wrinkle to the CSP offense? Carson White running the ball very effectively. He's made 2 or 3 just excellent decisions to keep the ball and has been very shifty as a runner, avoiding a number of tackles as well.
Looks like a sportsmanship warning of some sort being given to Fredonia there. Rizzo threw his hands in the air after making the tackle. The near side line judge immediately grabbed Donovan Dowdy, warned him about something, and said, go talk to your team. They don't want things to get out of control.
Yep, trying to be proactive from an officiating crew standpoint.
10 minutes to play now. Wolfpack 1st and goal at the 9. Going to go with that heavy set now. Whitney Attell. White under center. He'll give it up the middle to Gomez. Gomez plunges forward for about 3 or 4. That's a nice change of pace there. They've ran behind him many times, but they actually give him the ball this time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just certainly not a shifty runner, just a strong, powerful kid, but it's tough to bring him down for a loss. Even as he falls forward, he's going to gain 2 or 3 yards. And, again, keep that clock moving. Been a very efficient drive for CSP. I believe we haven't thrown the ball once on this drive.
2nd and 6, same formation, White under center. Gomez behind him, and then Whitney. The give to Whitney to the left side. He'll be met in the hole, and they're going to drag him backwards, but I think his initial forward momentum maybe gain a 1. Wolfpack looking for a late call in the middle there.
And I don't disagree either.
Defender on the play.
Looks like Mason Groders was the guy thrown to the ground.
Yeah, and even a half a count of a late hit from when the whistle sounded to when the finishing touches were made on the tackle. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little chippy out there.
3rd and 5, clock down to 8:45 to play. A 32-14 ball game. The Wolfpack in control, trying to finish this thing strong. It looks like they're putting a passing set of players in here, different lineup coming in as they pulled off the fullback and one of the tight ends.
Goal by ball on the 5-yard line.
They'll send Burchanowski and Persons to the left with, looks like, they're going to throw it that way. They have Burchanowski. He's hit immediately and tackled, and maybe for a loss of 1 on the play. And they're looking for a late hit there as well.
Markel Davis.
Yeah, it's just the ferociousness of the tackle and throwing the player. That's what people are complaining about.
4th and 5 now for the Wolfpack. That's going to be a little bit more than that. 4th and, I think, 8. 7:50 to play. So what do you do here? Now you're not in the middle of the field anymore, so the field goes a lot harder.
Right.
So you got to go for it.
Fourth down and goal here.
Well, I just you have your whole playbook available to you. Even if you pass the ball and it's complete, you're going to turn the ball over on downs if you don't score a touchdown.
White looks to throw now. He'll scramble to his left. He has room to run. He gets to the corner and he's in for his 2nd rushing touchdown of the game.
Yeah. What a nice job Carson White has done tonight rushing the football. That was a tremendous drive. We had to have 10 or 12 plays of consecutive rushes. chewed up half the quarter, exactly what we wanted them to do, and that's for the first time in our lives. That's the first thing that they've done. Really good choice by Carson. Certainly has been had probably his strongest game of the year.
White going to be under center again. Is the Wolfpack going to go for the 2 again? White takes a look around. He likes what he sees under center. There's the give to Whitney, and he's not going to make it for the first time today. It was the first 2-point conversion that didn't work for the Wolfpack. So the score 38-14. And Doc, on that drive, Carson White, and so far in this game, Carson White has shown us he can be a very, very capable quarterback, one that can run and throw. Other than one short, severely underthrown pass, everything else has been pretty much right where it needed to be.
Yep, and I do think that this has been Carson's strongest game of the year. Again, you compare to where he might have been in the first or second game to where he is now. I think there's definite improvement with his decision making and excuse me. And throwing the ball, and he's been very effective rushing the ball tonight. So certainly been a standout player for CSP.
Seeing some young guys out on the field here on kickoff. Connor Morgan out there, Dylan Kreiner, the JV star out there. Looks like on the far side I also see Keaton Graves, another JV star. 7:25 to play. Here comes the kickoff from Horton. Boots in the air, nice kick. Going to be fielded at the 20-yard line, up to the 25 and the 30. He's going to get past the first line of men. He'll get past the second. Horton misses him too. And off to the races is number 9, Riley Maurer. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Hillbillies.
Wow, they are the big play Fredonia Hillbilly scoring machine. 85-yard touchdown pass earlier, and that was an 80-plus yard kickoff return. Did not look like he got a block. He just freaking broke through the Wolfpack defense and pretty much scampered into the end zone untouched.
And the Wolfpack coaching staff got something to work on there because that was not it.
Yep.
No one stayed in their lanes down the middle of the field.
Right. And to the coaching staff's credit, they're given some of the 2s and 3s an opportunity to play on special teams, but was not well executed on that kickoff return.
38-20, your score. 7:14 remains on the clock. 2-point conversion attempt upcoming now for the Hillbillies. And it's going to be that empty formation with Dowdy in the backfield by himself. He's looking to the sideline for some help. They call timeout.
Timeout, Fredonia.
And that's a tough timeout to take right there. Yeah. I mean, I realize that they're down 18 still, but, that.
There's still a glimmer of hope there.
They're wasting a timeout there.
Yep.
Yeah, they get a 2-point conversion here. It's a 2-score game, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah, I give Fredonia credit. They've come back a couple times in this game tonight. CSP would get up by a healthy margin and pretty much think they had the game put away. But, Fredonia's showed some spunk and come back and certainly not given up. And there's still some football to be played here with 7:14 to go in the fourth quarter.
Looking for updates on those out-of-town scores. Still not seeing much. Do have a Southwestern Chautauqua Lake update. 8-yard touchdown pass for Trent Lewis. Another touchdown for him. 42-0 Southwestern on Chautauqua Lake.
That is a surprise. Last week CSP lost to Chautauqua Lake 14-12, and I really thought those teams were pretty evenly matched, and certainly they play 10 times, probably each one wins 5 times. But Southwestern blowing out Chautauqua Lake at Chautauqua Lake. I believe that game is their homecoming you mentioned earlier.
Yep.
So that's a big surprise to me, and Southwestern is just super motivated for that game. And
seems like Trent Lewis the real deal. He's involved in 4 touchdowns so far.
Yep, for sure.
All right, 2-point conversion attempt for the Hillbillies now. Dowdy in that empty set. There's the snap, a low one. He reels it in. He'll try to throw it toward the corner of the end zone, over his man's head, incomplete. And stays a 3-score game, Doc.
Yeah, I'm glad that that pass was incomplete because that snap certainly looked like it grazed the ground as it came back. And if that ball was touching the ground when he receives the snap, I believe that play should be called dead on the spot. But I wouldn't be surprised that's what they're talking about right now, because that was really close to that happening. But whatever. The score is 38-20, and CSP is in the driver's seat, but they got to again chew up some clock, and replicating that drive that they just completed for a score would certainly fill that bill and pretty much end the game with this drive. But CSP's looked pretty good. And again, the defense is now giving up 20 points. That's the first time, I think, all year we've given up 3 scores. No, we gave Salamanca was 21-14.
And Faulkner scored a bunch at the end, too, right?
Yep. But I am hoping that the chippiness does not accelerate here as the clock continues to wind down. But there definitely is some aggressive play on tackles and some chicken fighting away from the point of contact. And just hope it doesn't get any worse than what it's been.
38-27, 14 to play. I think they're going to try the onside kick again, Doc.
I would. Yep, for sure. And I think CSP is half anticipating that as well.
Another attempt at it.
Uh-oh.
It's splatted down.
Yep.
Brandon
Fredonia got
slapped the ball out of the air and then didn't fall on it.
Yep.
And that's a senior defensive lineman there making an attempt at the ball, but not being able to reel it in.
Yeah, that was really well executed by Dowdy. It was a short line drive pooch kick, but the line drive nature of it, CSP tried to field it in the air, and it's tough to be catching that football right now.
Looked like a volleyball coming in on a spike, just trying to prevent it from knocking you down.
Yep, that was great strategy and great execution by Fredonia. Still 38-20, a little over 7 minutes to go. CSP should still be in the driver's seat, but certainly making it a little bit interesting now.
1st and 10 at the 45, Dowdy under center. He gives it to Ronsky. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's Davis. He breaks one tackle, and now he's going to get brought down by a whole bunch of members of the Wolfpack, led by Mason
Now
Groders.
we got another flag.
Now, what's this flag? This will be interesting.
Yeah.
They called it on the Wolfpack.
Yeah, I think.
And
I think it was a face mask.
I would not be shocked if this sets off the Wolfpack coaching staff.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a huge uproar from the far sideline, which is where CSP is.
It looks like Coach Bodum out on the field trying to calm everybody down.
A personal foul. Yep. Yeah, this game is
and they're going to pull Caleb Anderson off the field. He was in there, and I'm not sure if the penalty was on him or if they're just trying to go with a more solid defense now.
Yep. I could not tell that either. The Fredonia running back broke a couple tackles and ended up being tackled by 4 or 5 CSP defenders. Certainly could not identify who might have been doing something a little awry on that play, but it's 1st and 10 Fredonia in the CSP half of the field.
Crazy string of events there. Dowdy going to give it to Ronsky. Ronsky brought down immediately by Mason Groders. Ball came out. Groders made a great play, and the ball came out. Wolfpack have the football.
Now there's a late hit, too. Boy, that, the Fredonia kid whacked the CSP kid, offered his hand to help him up, and CSP says, no, thank you.
Daniel Redlecki came up with that ball, but they ruled him down by contact. Tough break there for the Wolfpack defense. That was a game-changing turnover right there.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
And what a hit from Mason Groders, knocking that ball out.
That kid is really a good football player and just a sophomore.
6:42 to play here. 38-20 CSP. Doc admitting, I'm watching on another screen right now, Salamanca going in to score against Portville. They're on the 2, throwing into the end zone. And it's incomplete. Oh, no, it's a touchdown. Touchdown Salamanca.
14-6?
I'm looking for a score update. Still don't have that, but they have scored at least.
Yep, I am hoping for the Fredonia Sake player that it's just a cramp, but it's kind of not looking that way. Yep, they're pretty concerned with the young fella, and we certainly want to give him all the proper medical attention that he deserves.
That score update is 21-8 Portville leading Salamanca. So the Warriors get on the board, but they're still down here, and they're going to have to get to work if they want to bring that one back home.
Yeah, that's for sure. In having only given up 8 points throughout the course of the game, that Portville defense must have played really well tonight.
And we usually go away to a word from our sponsor for injuries. We're going to do that right now here on the 98.9 Sports Stream.
CSP Wolfpack coverage on the Channel 98.9 Sports Stream is provided in part by Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and Air Conditioning, located at 147 East Main Street, Corry, PA. They offer residential and light commercial new services, as well as electrical repairs, well pumps, and water conditioning systems. Phone 814-665-6034. Online at Flicks Heating, Plumbing, and AC.com. We thank Steve Daniels Electric and Flicks Heating and Plumbing for their support of Wolfpack football coverage.
And welcome back into the Orange Bowl. 1st and 10 at the 40.
Second down and 10.
Second down and 10, apologies. At the 40-yard line for Fredonia. Dowdy in the empty set. There's the snap, a low one on the ground, and there's that whistle you talked about,
that's
Doc.
Exactly right. And no, that was...
I don't see a there's a flag on the far side.
On the far side.
False start on the offense.
Yep, so that play was pretty much blown dead immediately with the false start, but 5-yard penalty on Fredonia.
That'll back up this offense, and they've been the beneficiaries of quite a few penalties the last couple of possessions, so now we'll see what they do with a 2nd and long, 2nd and 15, with 6:30 remaining on the clock.
Second down and 15
All right,
here for the
Hillbillies break the huddle. Dowdy going to be under center with Ronsky behind him in the backfield. I'm sorry, that is Davis, not Ronsky. There's the snap, the fakes they give to Davis. Here comes the pressure.
Big pressure.
Matthew Redlecki.
Look at these guys. And Troy Chambers meet at the quarterback. Huge play for the CSP defense. Dowdy had nothing to do but eat that football.
Your 2 senior stars show up when the lights are brightest, and there they are on a huge 2nd and long. They'll make it 3rd and very long now for the Hillbillies.
Yeah, Dowdy drops back to pass, and as soon as he looked up to locate a receiver, he saw nothing but 2 CSP defenders dragging him to the ground. Troy Chambers, great play. Both those guys.
3rd and 21 for the Hillbillies. 5:30 to play. Wolfpack defense going to dial up something here. Dowdy again in the shotgun, empty set. He's got a little bit of time. Fires, has a man, completes a pass to the left side. Tackled immediately by Burchanowski. And Michael Horton comes in, grabs his player, and pulls him right away immediately. Doesn't want to get any penalties there.
Yeah, we need to, that's a good play. Do not even mind that reception. It was a short gain on the play. We'll take the down and a short gain versus a big play anytime. And I guess this is 4th down.
Correction, that was Talon Person on the tackle, not Burchanowski. And Talon making a big impact there defensively. But, you have to like that leadership you just saw from Michael Horton, coming in, pulling his player out of there just to make sure no personal fouls happen, and just saying, hey, buddy, you made a great play, but let's get the heck away from the other team right now.
Right. The officials are certainly on edge here, trying to avoid any further escalation in the after whistle. Pushing and shoving and catfighting, because there's been a couple of pretty significant cheap hits on both sides of the ball, really, not necessarily one team or the other, but Fredonia's frustrated defending the honor of their 100-year-old home field, and CSP comes in with a nice reputation and an excellent program. Fredonia finds themselves down 38-20 with essentially 5 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Not what they were hoping for, not what they anticipated. So things have gotten a little bit chippy, but here's a big fourth down for the CSP defense, who's anticipating pass.
CSP playing a cushion defense here. Look at all the cornerbacks are 10 yards off the ball.
And turn up the rush.
And here comes the attack after Dowdy drops back to pass. He has a little bit of time, throws it short, incomplete. Intended for number 5, Colin Luce, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that should pretty much be the game. 4 minutes and 52 seconds to go here. Turnover on downs. CSP obtains possession, 3 or 4 runs, 4 or 5 runs, and a couple first downs. The fourth quarter will be done.
Wolfpack offense taking to their huddle. And, Doc, we got to pick that Flicks Heating Daniels Electric player of the game. I'm still tempted to go with Gavin Burchanowski, but Carson White's made a heck of a case for himself.
Yeah, I think I'm going with Carson tonight. He has been a good quarterback, not a fabulous quarterback, but tonight I think he's taken a couple big steps forward, particularly rushing the football. I think that's Sawyer Whitney. Stay in bounds, Sawyer.
Sawyer makes another man miss. He'll get the first down and more, but he does go out of bounds.
Yep.
And that's the excitement of a sophomore right there. He's realized he got some room to run, and he took off.
Yep. I still would have liked to seen him stay in bounds, but clock stops. We go. Penalty on us. Yep.
Penalty on the Wolfpack.
Yep, CSP hold. Again, I think this officiating crew is trying to be very proactive, and anything that might be a flag is going to be a flag just to hopefully avoid any escalation. But nice 10-yard pickup on that play. Sawyer Whitney with a second effort and a third effort, but the run was negated by a hold on CSP.
The chain crew started moving there, so I was a little confused.
Yeah. Yep.
They marked it off from a spot of the foul penalty. So it was a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul, which makes it 1st and 10 again. How's that for confusing?
Yeah, that's very confusing for me. Of course, I confuse easily.
4:27 to play, clock still running. White in a shotgun. Got that trips to the left side. Waits for the snap, running the clock down as much as he can. Takes a look back at the scoreboard.
Sure.
Carson White taking his time here.
And the back judge hasn't even started to count yet. I mean, that's the back.
Fakes the handoff to White or to Whitney. White will take off himself. He has a Wolfpack first down. Will be drugged down at the 44 of the Hillbillies.
And I believe the officiating mechanic is the back judge. Once it gets to 10 seconds, that he starts to count 10, 9, 8, 7 on the play clock. And we were waiting, and I checked, and the back judge wasn't counting. So either he forgot to count, or we hadn't got to that point yet. But it certainly seemed like Carson was, taking his time.
Wolfpack going to take their time in the huddle once again. The lights have gone out in Mayville with 3:16 to play. So it's 45-0, no power. They're going to have to pause the game over there.
Really? Oh, jeez.
1st and 10 for the Wolfpack here. 3:24 to play, a 38-20 lead. They're looking to turn the lights out here in the Orange Bowl as well. White in the shotgun. Whitney to his right. Trips to his left. He'll bring Gomez across the formation. They'll run behind him. Whitney going to get some running room. He's got a first down and more. Whitney breaks it to the left. He might go all the way here. Looks like no one's going to touch him. Sawyer Whitney to the house from 44 yards out, and he tacks on another one for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, Fredonia's defense is selling out at the line of scrimmage, going for trying to create a fumble, trying to create a tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And Sawyer Whitney's really ran hard tonight. Another nice effort from the sophomore. Certainly great things from him this year. Looking forward to 2 more years of Sawyer toting the pigskin for the Wolfpack.
44-20 your score now. Wolfpack going to figure out what the 2-point conversion play is here. As again, they're not going to go with the extra point.
Yeah, that's interesting. Michael Horton has been pretty effective kicking the extra points, but we're also pretty effective at converting these 2-point conversions. So
White under center with Gomez and Whitney behind him. The snap, the give to Whitney. He's hit and brought down by the neck.
Point after attempt is no good.
Yeah, that's Dowdy with the hit, but yeah, that definitely was high.
So Dowdy, the quarterback, plays middle linebacker for Fredonia. He's got an important job on both sides of the ball.
And he kicks off and he punts. So if you've got the gun, you got to shoot it, I guess. But there, Dowdy's 6'2", and Sawyer is not. So it was pretty easy for Dowdy to have a high hit on Sawyer. But CSP's looking really good now. Scores 44-20. 3 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter, and recapping the game, pretty solid effort from CSP. And I'll give Fredonia a lot of credit. They've been down the whole game, and the way the game started by mishandling the opening kickoff, resulting in a CSP touchdown shortly thereafter. Fredonia's been in a hole all night, but they certainly have not given up, and credit to the Fredonia kids and their coaching staff. And big credit to CSP kids and their coaching staff. Nice victory on the evening. We were hoping that the offense would open up and be a little more effective from the point side, and they certainly have been, scoring 44 points.
There's the boot from Horton. Going to be fielded on the run at the 20. Nice job fielding that one, but he runs into a brick wall that is Daniel Redlecki.
Yep. Yeah, the special teams got a talking to after giving up that touchdown on the last kickoff, and certainly was an inspired coverage team on that particular kick.
I don't think Daniel was out there on the touchdown that they gave up.
Yeah.
But that time, man, he got to the ball, and it was a brick wall. Daniel, only a sophomore, has really been a big contributor defensively for the Wolfpack, and excited to see what he does over the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's for sure, and he's kind of a weight room warrior, and is really a solid kid for being a sophomore in high school.
Two sophomores on the right side of the defense right now, Redlecki and Mason Groders, who have both been talked about quite a bit tonight. That Wolfpack defense lines up against a two tight end look from the Hillbillies. Their quarterback Dowdy under center. He'll take the snap, a handoff to the left side. Davis has running room, breaks a tackle. He'll break another tackle and then fall forward, and Horton just kind of lets him fall on the ground. And that'll be the end of that run, gain of about 9. And now Gomez down for the Wolfpack.
Yeah, and a few words between CSP and Fredonia players as well, again, after the play. And I don't think anybody really tackled the kid. I think he slipped on the dew of Friday evening.
Well, that's how I watched Michael Horton. He could have had a late hit there because as soon as the player started to lose balance, you're naturally kind of feel like you want to go towards the ball. He stopped himself and watched the guy fall down and just kind of tagged him down. So smart play there by Michael. But seeing Gomez down for the second time tonight, not a great thing for the Wolfpack.
Right. Same ankle that was tender for him in the first half. Maybe they're kind of treating it like a cramp, and I hope that's what it is. But
I got to tell you, though, Doc, this has been the controversy about this field. 100-year-old field. Injury is super high here. Lots and lots of injuries here on this field.
Yeah, well, that's all the more reason to be thinking about doing something different. We save a nickel for every year. All of a sudden we have 100 nickels to put in a new football field. So, and that is a cramp, I think. Gomez is really just a really tough high school football player. Plays on both sides of the ball. Solid, stocky kid. Certainly would not want to get in his way.
Yeah, and I jokingly said earlier this year he's Colin Ryan Jr. out there. He certainly is living up to that expectation. He plays a lot like Colin this year.
And he's bigger than Colin. I mean, he's significantly larger.
Wolfpack defense back on the field, 1st and 10 for the Hillbillies. Aronsky, that's Gavin Piazza at quarterback. He'll give it to Davis. Davis forward. He's going to get around a couple guys and get tripped up there at the 50. Nice job tripping him up and preventing that by Mason Groders.
Yep.
So they went to the backup quarterback there. I didn't realize that until just now.
Yep.
Dowdy not in the game anymore.
Yeah, I don't see him on the side.
Right here with his coach.
Yep, there he is.
Yep.
Yeah, giving their number 2 some minutes here with the score 44-20. 2 minutes to go on a running clock here in the fourth quarter. CSP in control of this game.
Yeah, Piazza Jr., he'll likely be their starter next year, I would assume, so why not give him a chance? There's the snap. He'll give it to Davis. Davis gets hit from behind and brought down by the Wolfpack. Mason Groders
again. Yep. Yeah, he's long arms. It's tough to block him. Kind of an angular soul. Ted Hendricks' vision from the Las Vegas Raiders from many decades ago. Very similar physically, but Mason's had a great game.
Take a look here. Defensive tackle Michael Spiesman coming in the game. We mentioned him earlier this season. His brother Andrew, great success last year for the Wolfpack. Michael, a junior, getting an opportunity here in the late minutes. Nice to see him on the field.
Second down.
Still got your starting secondary in. Backup lineman, though. Spiesman and the defensive line going to try to make a stop here. There's the snap, and they're going to get a false start. They're actually going to get encroachment on Spiesman. I think he lined up in the neutral zone. Oh, he's pointing towards Fredonia. Maybe not. All right, color me lost on that one. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Spiesman lined up in the neutral zone.
Yep.
1:10 remains on the clock here.
We'll take the 5 yards, but I would far prefer the clock running.
44-20 the score. The clock now is running. Down to 1 minute to play, Doc.
Well, it's been a pleasure. It's gotten a little chilly here. You know, as warm as it was on the way over is a little bit chilly on the fall night, but what a beautiful night to watch a high school football game.
Piazza in this pistol. There's the snap to him. He'll give it to the tailback, and a nice run. Going to come back across the field and get brought down by Blake Beckerink. On the carry is Aiden Ronsky. Blake Beckerink had to chase him down from behind. That was a nice cutback by Ronsky.
Yep, it was.
Down to 25 seconds. I'll see if they'll get another play off here or not. Looks like they're going to try and get one more off here on 3rd and about 3. Chain gang, they're ready to be done. He's throwing the thing down.
Saying the heck with it.
It's time to go home. Down to 12 seconds to play.
It is past my bedtime. That is funny. He just, the
just
lines
threw it
guy
down.
said the heck with it.
Piazza under center. The snap, the give to Ronsky. No, he's going to be under pressure. He'll shake off one man, run to his right, and now he's going to get brought down by a pack of wolves. Brandon Hirsch going to be the one in the middle there. I think he gets the sack.
Yeah, they're excited. It was a good, clean play, but again, 3 CSP guys, you know, causing pressure, and that's the end of the game. Let's hope we can get through the, good game handshake lineup without any side effects.
No new results from those out-of-town scores. We'll have to keep an eye on that as the night goes on. But here, CSP got the job done, and in convincing fashion, Doc. A couple moments where Fredonia started to pull back into it, but the Wolfpack pick up a 24-point victory tonight, and they look good doing it. On the next week, back to a winning record, and another big game, homecoming for the Wolfpack against Springville back in Panama.
Yeah, that's a mouthful, but that is all correct. That will be Panama's one home game. It is homecoming. It's always nice to play a relatively weak opponent on senior day or homecoming. Springville, I think they are winless on the season, if I'm not mistaken, and Fredonia handled them very easily 2 weeks ago by a lopsided score. So I got to believe CSP will be heavy favorites in that game, but certainly have to come to play, and kids will have a big dance afterwards, and it'll be a big weekend for the combined 3 teams.
I lose you as a partner again for that game, but then we're back working together for the final 2 of the season.
Yeah, that sounds like a plan. I just really enjoy working with you, Josh. You're a terrific play-by-play guy, and you're very well prepared, and it's always a pleasure for me to work with you on these games, and I thank you very much, and hope everybody at home enjoyed our broadcast, and I really appreciate all the sponsors that we have. So it's just great every week that this many people support this program.
Absolutely. We appreciate each and every one of you sponsors. And, parents and fans, make sure you support those sponsors because of the reason that this program exists. And I get the privilege of sitting next to a legend like Doc Doink each and every away game here for the CSP Wolfpack. That's going to be it for us tonight, Doc. A nice Wolfpack win, 44-20 here in the Orange Bowl. We'll see you guys at homecoming next Saturday.
Player of the game?
Player of the game. We got to give it to Carson White.
I do. I just think he had his best game of his career tonight, and made some really good decisions from his quarterback post, whether he's going to run, whether he's going to pass. Made some really good choices on running the football tonight, and he's my CSP Player of the game.
Yep, and that'll be the Flicks Heating Daniels Electric CSP Player of the game, Carson White this week, and as I was saying, we'll see you guys all at homecoming next week. Thanks for joining us on the 98.9 Sports Stream. Good night from the Orange Bowl.
Thanks for listening to this broadcast of CSP Wolfpack football coverage on the Channel 98.9 Corry Federal Credit Union Sports Stream at channel989.org. This broadcast